here at Lindblom Park for round 3 of the O'Neill Sports T20, the Group 1. Today's game we have Pooraka versus Ingle Farm. As I said, at Lindblom Park, my name is Ben Tippett. Fantastic to have some live sport, obviously a couple of weeks off in the Adelaide turf and cricket all around South Australia due to the coronavirus, and it's fantastic to be back on day 1 of restrictions being lifted and looking forward to the games on the weekend. And with me, as we've had previously, Graham Matthews, man from South Africa. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, Ben. Good to be here again. Got a cracking game ahead of us. Two teams that are evenly matched on paper. Results are very similar too. So big stake for the winner. So no, really looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and obviously COVID restrictions have lifted a little bit, and then day 1 again back playing, and we had a lot of rain overnight. We thought we might not get a game, we might have a washout, but the covers have been on overnight, and the sun's out shining now. There's not too many clouds in the sky. What do you make of that? You went and had a look at the pitch before.
Yeah, it looks like a cracking pitch too. Ground staff have done a really good job to prepare a wicket in the conditions that you've just spoken about. There is a strong breeze that's blowing that our viewers will get to see once the game kicks off. I think, looking at the pitch, we find out what the captains have done. I would definitely bat first, put a good total on, and back the bowlers. It's interesting. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about coronavirus, and we were thinking, we just want it to end. We obviously in Adelaide had a good run of it, but if coronavirus ends, we're not going to have any viewers and streaming in and family members interstate watching it. So for all the family members that are watching this via the stream, welcome. We obviously do hope that by Christmas time there is no such thing as coronavirus anymore, and you can watch live cricket, but we've got you covered until then.
Absolutely, and as we can see on the graphic, the umpires are out in the middle. Umpires today, Stephen Duke and James Gooch. And what I can tell you is that Ingle Farm will be fielding first and Pooraka batting, and both teams make their way to the centre, and we'll change the camera angle very, very soon. And you want to just run us through the Pooraka team there while you can?
Yeah, sure. So Pooraka will start with Jai Bailey and Mark Hansen as the opening batsmen. Both of them coming off very good scores, 81 and 83 not out respectively. Then you're looking at Jason Nisko, who will come in, and then just running through it, I'm sure there'll be a bit of changes to the batting lineup today. We've got Andrew Lee, Cooper Thompson, Sam Costello, Mitch Thomas, James Mapstone, Jack Jarrett, Shane Bergens and Bailey Wake.
Great, and then looking at Ingle Farm as we wait for the game to start. You want to run through the Ingle Farm team as well there, in front of you?
Yeah, just very quickly. So we've got Matt's Kukonitz. Got to learn that surname because I see there's 3 of them
today.
So to that family,
just the captain.
Give me a couple of minutes to get the tongue ready for it. We've got Mark Barber, Irfan Raza, Sam Kukonitz, Luke Pickford, Nick Kukonitz, Ali Hatzibovic, Michael Pilcher, Nick Pope, Maurice Andry and Sam Gardam.
And just looking at their previous record, and that's why we're out here today, it's absolute cracker. Winner makes the finals, I think, if we have a look at it today. Pooraka in round 1. They lost to Trinity. They were bowled out for 66, and Trinity got them none down for 67. Ingle Farm lost to the Rockets. They were bowled out for 91, chasing 101 for 7. So both teams had losses in round 1. In round 2, they both bounced back. Pooraka defeated the Rockets, won for 181, and kept the Rockets 5 for 138. And Ingle Farm defeated Trinity 2 for 127, and they were 4 for 125. So both defeated the teams the other one lost to, and both 1-1 coming into today's game, of course, round 3. So it's a big start as we have the first ball, and that's played straight to mid-on. We'll get those names with the My Cricket up on the field. And it looks like Gardam is there opening the bowling. Very good start from him, full and straight. Bowling the first over. Very good camera angle there as he comes in again. And pretty much a identical replay to the first one, straight back to mid-on for no run. Yeah, so it's a big game. Obviously we have all the groups, and 3 rounds of the competition and then finals coming up. So need to win 2 to get through. Gardam comes in again. Bit of a full toss, and that's clipped over square leg. Looks like it just held up in the grass there, and the batters get through for a single. Hopefully we can get those scoring graphics up on the screen for you very, very soon, so everyone at home can see what's going on. But Hansen off the mark there. And it'll be Bailey to face his first ball. These two did very well last game. Graham. Gardam comes in again, bowling to Bailey this time. Very good length outside the off stump. Bailey tried to flay that through the vacant cover point region and missed.
Yeah, Captain Bailey came off 81 and Mark Hansen came 83 not out. So, you know, they'll be looking for the same thing again today. Not too sure how much of a bats the rest of the batsmen have had this season. So, you know, I'm sure if you've Ingle Farm bowlers, you'll be aware of that.
Gardam comes in again. That one is played through the vacant cover point region. A little bit inside out, but it's racing away towards the boundary. It may get there, and it does, and that's the first boundary of the day. Very nice shot there.
That looked like a shot from a man in form.
Absolutely. That's tough, isn't it? Obviously, we weren't there to see conditions, but you know, in that first game, getting bowled out for 66, not the greatest score. So maybe everyone did do well. Gardam comes in again. That's a lovely shot straight back past the bowler, but can't beat mid on again. And a very good start to the first over from Pooraka. None for 5, and sorry, Pickford was the bowler there that we've got on the screen. You stitched me up there, Graham, but that's okay.
I pointed at Pickford, mate.
You did. Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll stick with that. Be interesting to see who bowls the second over, whether they go with a bit of spin. You did say you thought the wicket might turn a little bit today.
Yeah, definitely with a strong breeze. I think we'll need to, in the next 10 seconds, come up with names so that we can just give our viewers, we can talk consistently about the same end to our viewers. I think.
Well, we've got the O'Neill Sports end, obviously. O'Neill's of the great sponsor of all things cricket, and also sponsor the Adelaide Crows. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But they've got their branding up down that end, and fantastic sponsor of Adelaide Turf and this 2020 competition in particular. So we might name that the O'Neill Sports end, and maybe this one the Clubhouse end.
So yeah, definitely have a spell on your ball from the O'Neill's end. You know, into the breeze. Does look like there's a little bit of rough outside the right-handers off stump.
Just have to guard him onto bowl as he comes in, the left armour. Bowling to Hansen. Lovely shot straight back past the bowler, and they don't even run. That's going to be 4. Having said that, it is hopping up. It's a long outfield, but he was very, very confident, and that was beautifully struck. Not sure if we can get a replay of that one, but he struck that one really well. No, haven't got a replay just yet. We'll get on that shortly. Perhaps picking up where he left off last time. Hansen, that was a fantastic shot. He moves to 5 from 4 balls. Gardam comes in again. A little bit shorter this time. Oh, flayed away, and it was a chance there at point, but that was absolutely racing, and that's flown away towards the boundary. And another 4, 8 off 2 this over.
Very positive start here from Pooraka. 2 men in form. You know, gave the field a sniff there, but not really, actually. Yeah, I was going to say after his first boundary of the over that the outfield just seems a little bit slow close to the boundary, but that last one just absolutely raced away. So a bit hard to predict things today. You look at the scores coming into the game, and it was 1-1, lost 1, but the teams were the opposite teams. So trying to predict things here and just look at a bit of form and get the right answers. It's not that easy. It's the same there with the field. Absolutely raced away.
You feel like these two are the keys, don't you, after their monumental opening partnership last game. Gardam comes in again. A little bit shorter, and that's much better over the top of off stump. Hansen tried to run that one down. There is a third man in place.
Yeah, I think we just got to look at the Australia-India series to see how important opening partnerships are. If you get a good foundation set at the top and you've got good players coming at 3, 4 and 5, it makes all the difference. If you look at India, they just haven't had the same starts that what Finch and Warner have got. So
good comeback there from Gardam as he comes in again, hoping to hit that same length. A little bit straight, a little bit shorter, and that's punched to short cover. So we look at the field. We've got a third man out and a fine leg out. Everyone else is up on the ring. And you mentioned the spinner bowling from the other end, and of course, as we've mentioned a couple of times in the T20, we bowl 5 over blocks from each end. We're in the second over of that. So as a captain, that might be a tough one to manage with the spinner. They just bowl from a couple from one end, or maybe 3 from one end, and come back and bowl the last one in the last block. Gardam comes in again. Oh, that's a bit of a swing. Tried to hoik that one over mid-wicket and edged over the slip down to third man for a single. Hansen moves to 10 off 8 now. Bailey comes on strike. He's 4 off 3. Gardam with one ball to go in this over, the second over of the day. And we are 14, so a very good start from Pooraka. Gardam comes in again. Bowling to Bailey. Like he rolled the fingers over that. He's played that one just behind point. They're looking to come back for 2, and they'll make that one quite easily. And that is the over. We are none for 16, Pooraka. Very good start from them.
Very good start. Haven't really had to play any stupid shots to get the boundaries. They've just played every ball on their merit, and yeah, looking really good. I think you can kind of see that if I said to you, these two batsmen came off 80s, you wouldn't even doubt me for a second. So
No.
I think it's important that Ingle Farm just suppose go back to the basics. Bowling a little bit outside off to Hansen.
As Pickford takes up his second over. Coming in, that's another good shot straight back past the bowler, but didn't quite get that one. See Hansen on strike. So looking at his bat there. Running with the Spartan.
I was going to ask you what bat that is. Can't quite see it from here.
If he's got the same bat as Dave Warner and coming off an 80, hopefully he's in the same type of form as Pickford comes in again. Oh, he's rolled the fingers over that. Looked like a leg cutter. And that's just picked up over mid-wicket. They'll come back for 2 quite comfortably. Another 2 to Hansen.
Well, Dave Warner was in the market for an opening partner. But now obviously his opening partners are going to be in the market for an opening partner.
Absolutely.
So another 80 here, and call up to the Aussie squad.
He's probably had more cricket than Darcy Short, so it'll be interesting to see. Coming in again, Pickford. Yorker length that time, hit to square leg for no run. Good to see him trying a few different things. Obviously the leg cutter last ball and the quicker Yorker there. It's always interesting to get inside the mind of a bowler. What do you do? Do you use variation with the new ball? Do you try and get it to swing? Use the seam, use the hardness early. Pickford comes in again. Another slower ball, and that was a full toss, and that is absolutely smashed through mid-wicket, and another 4 to Hansen. He moves to 16 off 12. It's interesting with the COVID conditions, Graham, trying to shine the ball these days when you're not allowed to spit on it. It's obviously less important in the shorter formats, but when you're playing with a red ball, it's very, very difficult to get a good shine and a bit of reverse swing.
Yeah, I think that's a conversation I will stay way clear from. I think
you being South African, me being Australian, we're probably well qualified to talk about that. Pickford a little bit straighter that time, and that's punched to mid-wicket to mid-on by Hansen again for no run.
Although, I mean, no one would shout at you if you put hand sanitizer on the ball, would they? Every player in the field touches it.
Well, this is true.
You know, I mean, I used to love it in grade 4 when we used to get a new ball and put a lot of sun cream on it. That we just weren't good enough to control it, so it actually backfired. But yeah, get the hand sanitizer out.
Pickford in again. Oh, that's very well bowled. Looked like it moved off the seam a little bit. That's a fantastic errors and a fantastic way to close out the over. None for 22 off 3.
Yeah,
See a replay of that.
If you look at the replay, I mean, Hansen does have an open stance, so that's a perfect delivery to him.
That actually didn't look like it did much off the seam. Just a fantastic line and length. Yeah, it's interesting you talk about the hand sanitizer, and Dettol have just come on as a sponsor of Cricket Australia. So we have seen over in England earlier in the year they had the hand sanitizer for the fine leg and third man fielders at the boundary. So not sure what that does to the ball, Graham, but time will tell.
It's been good to have international cricket back. I mean,
Absolutely.
obviously Australia, India is aside from the Ashes, is probably the best series you could get. So, I mean, England are playing South Africa at the moment, but we won't comment back on what's happening there.
So Sandry is taking the ball to bowl the 4th over. See if we can have a look at how he's been going through the season. First look at him. It's like a solid unit. Sort of trundles in and puts a lot of body and shoulder behind that one. Got a reasonable bit of pace and nice and straight there to Bailey, who just punches it to cover. Rocking the number 6 as well. Long run up from Sandry as he comes back into bowl. That's just run down to third man. Running pretty hard there, Bailey, and he's coming back for the second. Big throw in. Oh, and the keeper missed the stumps. The ball also missed the stumps, and they managed to get back. That might have been tight if it hit.
Yeah, I think if the throw was a little bit higher for the wicket keeper to just take the bails off straight away, I think he might have been in trouble there.
So Maury Sandry. Haven't heard that name for a while. Wonder if it's short for Morris or if it's just Maury. Comes in a bowl to bowl again, this time to Bailey. Very good line and length. Just probably that top of that 4th stump there. Play a miss from Bailey. Through to the keeper. So this season, Maury Sandry, he's made 19 runs at a batting average of 19. This is in all cricket, high score of 17, but his best bowling 5 for 18. He's taken 8 wickets at 9.8. That's not a bad average.
What number does he bat, Ben?
I reckon he batted 8 last time. He comes in again. Another good line and length. Nice and straight there. Bailey can't get that away. Bailey 8 off 8, but he's had a few dot balls here. I feel like he needs to rotate the strike a little bit more if he can. Obviously, Hansen's got off to a bit of a flyer. Just needs to make sure you don't put pressure on the other end.
Yeah, I think it's important for Sandry to finish strongly here too. I mean, it's been a brilliant over so far. I think you also from a bowling side perspective, you just don't want it to run away from you. So
totally agree. So he comes in again. Some good pace there, and that's run down to third man again for a single. Bailey does rotate the strike, and he gives Hansen 1 ball to face this over. So it'll be interesting what he does with Sandry, what he does here, whether he just looks for another single and keeps the strike, or whether he's feeling the pressure a bit and wants to close out the over with the boundary.
It is a long run up from Sandry.
Very long run
I don't think the run up is long, but I think the time to get to the end of the run-ups a little bit long.
He does gather momentum, but then probably slows down a little bit at the wicket.
It's good bowling.
It was very good bowling. Well done to close it out. Fantastic over for him. Just 3 coming from it. None for 25 the score, and got the full batting line up on the screen there. It'll be interesting to see with 2020, as we know. Maybe a few changes depending on how they're going. If it's anything like last game, not a lot of them will get a hit. Or if it's like the first game, everyone will get a hit. This will be the last over of this block from that end, from the O'Neill Sports end, as we named it. Gardam to bowl his second. Very good start there. Bit of a Yorker. Not sure if he got a hand on that, but looks like Hanson was back anyway. Bailey just practicing taking a couple of steps down the wicket there. He's got to try something to get off strike. You got to have good plans when you're batting. I'm not sure if you used to think about that when you were batting, Graham, but one of the big things is where you're going to get a boundary, where you're going to get a single. Always thinking to score. Gardam comes in again. That's a nice shot. Just the fielder was back, but he's got that straight back over the umpire's head, and that's 4. Releases the pressure a little bit there, Bailey, who was behind the strike rate there.
Yeah, definitely. But a clever shot, played it straight down the ground. There was a fielder nearby, but, no low risk shot. So I think the boundary will help him. You can sense from him in the first 2 deliveries of this over that he's feeling this, just what we're talking about, the need to get off the strike or the need to hit a boundary. So he'll be very relieved with that.
Absolutely, and he's forced to change now. Long on going back, fine leg coming up. So hopefully he just punches it down to long on for 1. Single there to third man. At least he's controlling the field there, and obviously then has to decide whether he's going to step inside one and try and flick it through down to fine leg, or play a bit of a lap sweep with the fielder up. Good to see him using the old Ace Cricket bat as well, a local product. South Australian owned Ace Cricket, based in Port Lincoln. G'day to Andrew Frick if he's listening. Hanson this time on strike, facing Gardam. They've got the same field. Very open stance, doesn't he? Gardam comes in again. Well, and that's just punched one bounce to mid-off for no run. He struck that brilliantly.
Yeah, it's tough for the left arm quickie if your fine leg's up in the circle, especially with a batsman with such an open stance that Hanson's got, because you've got no room for error. Anything down the leg is going to be whipped away for 4. So interesting. I probably for Hanson would have kept the fine leg.
Agreed. Gardam comes in again, bowling to him. Walks down the pitch, and that's gone over that short fine leg and racing away, but it's very, very slow out here towards our commentary box, and batters will come back for 2. So as we said, the breeze is funny. It kind of up in the air, holds up coming this way towards the clubhouse, and long grass towards the boundary as well, so difficult spot to get boundary, even though it's probably the shorter end. Much better to hit with the breeze, straight back past the bowler. Gardam comes in again, bowling to Hanson to cut that off the front foot, and can't beat point. And that is over, and we will have our first change of ends. The first block of 5. We have the stats up there, bowling figures. Really good start from Sandry there, going at 3s. Gardam a little bit expensive at 9s. Pickford 5.5. Be interesting to see. Looks like they're going back to Sandry, marking out his run up again. And when we were out there, it's much better to bowl from this end if you're a big quick.
Yeah, definitely.
Downhill with the breeze, as opposed to the other end, you just felt like you're pushing uphill and into the breeze, which is never what you want. So should come through with a bit more pace here on this wicket. Third man.
Third man, fine leg.
And that's it.
And that's it.
See 2 out still. The first 6. Sandry comes in again. Bailey on strike this time. Through sort of waist height, he tried to pull that. It wasn't that short. And just sort of bunted it to mid-on for no run. You see the trees in the background there, but it's quite windy out here. But all in all, a lovely day to cricket, and I don't think that even matters. We're out here. That's the most important thing. Sandry in again, bowling to Bailey. Oh, big, thickish outside edge, almost taken by the keeper. It flew down to third man. They get through for a single.
It's good pace there from Sandry. He's definitely getting the ball through to the batsman at a very good pace. Just unlucky there, I think. Not many teams have a slip at the start of an innings, especially when you're 0 for 33. Slip would have had that, I think.
Absolutely.
Good field in by third man, by the way.
Very good.
He cut it off really, really quickly.
He comes in again, inside edge, through the legs down to fine leg for a single. Hanson moves to 19 off 19.
Yeah, I think Sandry's definitely enjoying not running and bowling into the wind.
Absolutely, he just looks faster, doesn't he?
Yeah, no. Maybe it's also because we can hear a little bit of a grunt as he delivers the ball.
Very true.
But I think it just goes back to what you were saying earlier, Ben. Captains need to be aware of the 5 over blocks and what's doing what at each end.
100% agree. Sandry comes in again, bowling to Bailey. Hit that one well. Just wide of the short cover though, and was up in the air. Thought it might have been a chance for a little bit, but couldn't pierce the field. It's going to be tough to hit a boundary straight back. Probably even through that cover area at this end. As we said, the long grass and into the wind. I have to go the aerial route. That third man fielder is important, particularly with the pace of Sandry. He comes in again, bowling to Bailey. Short ball, and that is dispatched. It was a 6. Say one bounce and over the boundary, but that is the first maximum of the day. Lovely shot.
Lovely shot, and like we said when we had a look at the pitch earlier, there's going to be runs today, and I think if you bowl there to 2 informed batsmen, they're just going to put you away.
Absolutely. So that just shows how good this wicket is as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good to be a quick bowler, but you've got to get it right, because obviously it's definitely easier for the batsman when it's in the wrong area and it just sits up like that.
Definitely. Needed to be a little bit higher as well. We'll see what Sandry's got with that comeback ball. He's been impressive so far. As he comes in again, bowling to Bailey. Much fuller. He's run that down past point. They're going to have to run these, I think. Slowing up in the outfield. They come back for 2 quite comfortably. I think they're happy with that. And that is the over. Pooraka flying to none for 42 from 6 overs. That's a fantastic start.
Yeah, Bailey's now gone to 23 of 17 deliveries. Hanson's 19 of 19. 10 deliveries ago, we were saying Bailey was going to look at his strike rate and start worrying about that. So it's a few good shots and the game changes. So
that's what partnership batting's all about, isn't it? Sometimes you like the look of one bowler, so you become the aggressor and the other one struggles a little bit, and you change roles and keep ticking over the strike. That's identifying that and talking about tactics in between overs, not just what you're having for dinner. Or
looks like we're going to have spin here, Ben. Left arm spin.
So this is Barber. He's a very, very talented cricketer. This is Mark Barber. Played a lot of cricket at Kensington. I think may have even played a state second 11 game. He's a talented left arm orthodox spinner.
Bowls with a cap on.
Yep. I got an interesting story about him. I'll run you through in a minute. As he comes in. Bit of a fully to start, and that's swung away over the 45 fielder and gone for 6. Not a great start. Mark Barber holds a record playing cricket in England, and this perhaps was him in his younger days. I haven't seen him for a long time, of being a man who was both on the front page and back page of the newspaper in the same edition. The back page was for his sporting prowess. The front page was for his night out after his sporting prowess. Apparently had a bit of fun and got himself into a little bit of trouble and had a run-in with the law over there. Nothing too serious, of course, but played the next game. But it's a impressive feat for a overseas cricketer as he comes in again. Second ball, that's much better. Fired towards leg stump and no run.
So is that why he bowls with the cap on?
Cap and sunglasses on, and he's growing the beard so no one can recognise him. As he comes in again, a little bit more flighted that time. No run again. Fantastic comeback these last two. Yeah, he's just an experienced cricketer, very, very smart bowler. Comes in again, fantastic footwork. Inside edge onto the bat pad and no run. Gets through the overs quickly as well. Back to his mark already. Hansen wasn't ready. Barber comes in again. A little bit slower through the air. Swept away beautifully. And that is another 4. Moves along to 29, Hansen. He's batting beautifully here. Hit a replay of that. Lovely sweep shot there. Just a little bit full there from Barber. Looks like the fine leg, or the 45 fielder's gone back to fine leg now. They've got a deep mid-wicket and a long on. Everyone else is up. Barber comes in again, trying to close out the over. Tosses it up. Another full ball, and that's down to long on for a single. Very, very good over there for Hansen and for Pooraka. 11 from it. They move to 53 from 7 overs. Very good start. Hansen on 30, Bailey on 23.
Yeah, been a really good start. I mean, they haven't really given Ingle Farm much opportunity. There was just the one nick through past the keeper, and the other one that absolutely flew over Point's head. So they'll be very happy with the way they started. My initial thoughts on Ingle Farm is that they've actually, their captain, and here we got to go with the test with the surname. With Matt Cook on it.
Yep.
There we go.
Well done.
I'll promise the parents that I will get it right and get it fluent by the end of the day. Yeah, I think their field placing has been very good. You know, they haven't. They've actually stopped quite a few runs and had players in key positions. So, you know, you look at the score when it's none for 53 after 7. You know, without his captaincy and good field placing so far, it could definitely have been worse.
Totally agree. And we've got Hatipovic coming on to bowl now. As he comes in, first look at him bowling to Hansen. Just swings that one towards long on for a single. But didn't play last game. Aliyah, we'll just call him Ali. Might be a liar. Hatipovic, we played in round 1, made 17 with the bat and didn't bowl, so we expect him to bat at 3 or 4. Didn't expect him to bowl, so it'll be interesting to see what he's got for us. Looks like a good competitor, just, again, solid athlete, comes in probably off about 8 steps and shoulder and arm and just fires that one in at pretty good pace towards the legs. Looks like he's rocking the long skins under his cricket top as well. As he comes in. And tough to pierce that cover gap as we talked about before, Bailey. So that's good bowling, controlling that zone, identifying the conditions. You make the batters try and hit there. Sort of control the zones, but they don't, or they do have a third man back. Sorry, the umpire was in my way there. I feel that's a good field setting if he can just keep them there. Well, it looked like he slipped over at the crease there and ended up bowling a waist-high full toss, and that's dispatched from Bailey. Runs away for 4.
Yeah, there's been quite a few full tosses today, and both batsmen have taken advantage of them every single time. So, you know, it's tough for a bowling side because it's a good pitch that you bowl in on 2 informed batsmen, and they put in your bad balls away. So,
absolutely. Just looked like he slipped a little bit there. So Hatipovic in again, bowling to Bailey. Much better line and length. Well played though. Just down towards third man. Point got around and picked that up. 1 run there to Bailey. He moves to 28 from 21 balls. Hanson 31 off 26. 1 ball to go in this over, but none for 59 again. The best part of 8 overs. Fantastic start for Pooraka. Really solid foundation here to get a big score. Looks like he wanted mid-wicket to come a bit closer. He comes in again. Rolled the fingers on that one and punched down towards point, and that's no run, and that is the over. 6 from it, considering there was a full toss that went for 4. He managed to close it out very well. Just having a look at the bowling stats there. Pickford, Gardam and Sandri all with 2. Barber and Hatipovic with 1. So we're going to have another bowler.
it looks like another spinner too. So again, it's, you know, it'll be interesting to see how this over spin goes from this end. You know, obviously Barber did go for a few in the first. So, you know, if this spinner goes for a few, what do, Ben? Do you just keep them all for the other end?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, you've got a... That's a lovely shot. Had to go the aerial route, 1 bounce and into the boundary. That's exactly what we talked about. If you're going to hit through there, you've got to hit over cover. Use the conditions. That's a lovely shot. Not a bad start from Raza. Didn't really need a sighter there, Bailey. Just charged down the wicket. Took a liking to him early. And now we've got a deep cover back after that ball. Raza comes in again. A little bit quicker, a little bit straighter. Interesting to see if that one's leg bias or a little inside edge. And it is leg bias for a single. So Hanson on strike. You just get the feeling he'll be lining this one up. What do you think with that big open stance? Already had a...
Mid-off is up. You know, they got a close cover in 2.
This is going cow. Oh!
And it's coming towards us.
It is. It was a full toss outside off stump, but I think he's definitely... He had a couple of looks over towards cow corner. That's a lovely shot. Again, a full toss.
Yeah, I think he could have hit that anywhere, to be honest with
Yep.
you. And, you know, he identified that there is a big gap behind the close cover there, and he just kind of lofted it
Yep.
over the top. I don't think he hit that with all his strength.
Totally agree. And there's the quicker one. Brilliantly played down towards backward point, and they'll get another 2. And he's under pressure, Razi. You can see that, and it's fantastic batting. Obviously, first ball there from Bailey, charged down the wicket, hit him for 4, and just didn't let him settle. It put the pressure on him for the rest of the over, and obviously create that full toss two balls later and a couple of quicker ones. So they're controlling the innings really well here, Pooraka. It's good partnership batting from these two. Raza comes in again, bit slower, outside off stump, and it's called wide.
It's first wide of the day.
Absolutely. I like the pace of that one. Raza comes in again. Again, slower and wider.
Yeah.
Can't beat the third man fielder who's up on the ring.
Much better pace, I think. I think he's now found the last 2 deliveries at what speed to bowl it at, to make the batsman work for it. He's got a quick arm action.
That one's slow, outside off stump, and lovely shot. That may go for 4, and it has. That's a great shot. Absolutely smashed that one. The deep cover was back, and he couldn't get around. Barber there doing the fielding, couldn't get there. That's just beautifully timed. Another 4 to Hansen. He moves into the 40s, 41 from 31 balls. Bailey 32 from 23. And at the end of the over, they are, 9 overs. None for 75.
Yeah, 15 off Raza's first over. He just never settled. You know, he got delivery number 5 was a good pace, but he just the batsman just didn't let him settle, and 3 boundaries later, none for 75.
Absolutely, and Hatipovic is going to have another over as he comes in, this time bowling to Bailey. Oh, that's a full toss and dispatched again. Swung over backward square leg for 4. You mentioned it before, but it's been so impressive, the mindset of the batters. Are just every time they've had a bad ball, they put it away.
Yeah, look, I mean, if you said to Hansen and Bailey up front, what deliveries do you want today? And they would have said to you full tosses, and I think they've got about 10 of them. But yeah, you know, their shot selection's been perfect.
Yep.
You know, they've hit it into the gaps every time. They haven't taken many risks either. So yeah, they've really have set themselves up for a very good total in this innings.
Absolutely, and how do you break this partnership if you're Ingle Farm?
Look, I think it's so
Tipovic comes in. That's good bowling. Just took the pace off that one a little bit.
Yeah, I think what the batsmen have done, they've almost taken over from the bowlers somewhat and started dictating to them in their field placings at the speed that they bowl in. That last delivery there was perfect. You know, everything had slowed down a bit. It was outside off stump, good line and length. Just got to start building pressure again. And I would definitely get the spinners on from the other end.
Tipovic comes in again, bowling to Bailey. Nice and straight. Tried to work that one through the onside, probably through square leg with that fielder back just for a single, but struck on the pads. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. And sometimes if you feel like the batting team's getting on top, just go back to bowling your best ball. You can control that. Hatipovic in again. That is a wicket. Very good catch there from Raza. Good innings from Bailey comes to an end. That was probably disappointing that he missed out on that one. It was a little bit short, a little bit wide, and he's just hit it straight down the point fielder's throat.
Good job by the cameraman there. Yeah. He'll be kicking himself. I mean, 36 off 26 deliveries. Yep. Having to work a little bit hard in the middle of his innings just to get his strike rates up again. But he'll be disappointed that he didn't get a half century there. But it's like we said, you just got to create the pressure. And now they've got an opportunity to not one, not just bowl at a new bowler, but also now put Hansen under pressure because he's got to continue the scoring.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've spoken about batting partners and partnerships, etc. And how often have we seen when one opener goes, very soon afterwards another opener goes? So
definitely,
he
definitely did his job, Bailey. The captain, is fantastic start. And Thomas comes in. Mitch Thomas. Batting at 3. His job's just to rotate the strike now. He's got to settle. So not put the pressure on Hansen. Still a fantastic start. They've laid a great foundation here. 1 for 79 off 9.4. If Thomas can just knock them around a little bit, Hansen can either keep going or set himself for a big one. There's still plenty of time for him to do some damage in this score. Look busy there, Thomas, to start. Atibovic, nice. First up ball to him, full and straight. So it'll be interesting to see if they go with your suggestion. This is the last ball of this block, and then we're back down to the spinner's end, the O'Neill Sports end, as you've dubbed it. Atibovic to bowl the last ball of the over. And well played just behind square by Thomas. Gets a single, but off the last ball, so he retains a strike. And we will have a change of ends after 10 overs. Some of the bowling stats there up on the screen. Pulled that back nicely, Atibovic, didn't he? Fantastic over there.
Yeah, it's nice to have your name featured on a bowling scorecard like that when you're the only one who's taken a wicket. But I mean, if you do look at that bowling scorecard, I don't think our viewers can see it now at the moment, but they're going to have to get a few overs out of the spinners.
Yes.
This is the end to get it. So, yeah, I think a lot depends on the spinners' overs here for Ingle Farm.
Yep.
If they give Hansen a few more full tosses from this end, they're going to be in trouble. So,
and they are going with Barber, and obviously bowling into the breeze, so more likely to get a bit of drop on his slower one here. Whereas the other end bowling with that quite a strong breeze, it does have a tendency to hang in the air. So they've taken your advice here, mate. Hopefully they can have some success.
Like there's a few things that you got to do. One's the right end, two's the right line, the right length.
Absolutely.
The right speed. And I think that's when you bowl into such a strong wind like this, your speed is very important.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't mind him the first couple to actually just throw it up a little bit, especially to the new batsman.
Yep.
And just see where you go from there.
Barber comes in, bowling to Thomas, looking to work that one, and he has got it past the bowler, down to long on for a single, so he's done his job. As the cover comes up, so left-hand, right-hand combination now, so bit of work to do from the fielders. Got the cow corner out. He looked like he was good at sweeping previously, Hansen, and I still think that cow corner is probably an important fielder out there. So it'll be interesting to see. Bit of work to do from the fielders moving the sight screen as well. Well done to the Pooraka boys. It looks like a couple of them are going around to take the lead with moving that sight screen. What has Hansen got? Facing Barber. Slower and wider there is that sweep shot. Can't quite beat the man at 45, and they get through for a single. I'll have to reset the sight screen again. Yeah, it's interesting you talked about variation. I know listening to Warren talk about bowling in T20 cricket, he used to bowl 2 balls, and it was at the back end of his career, but he used to bowl fast and straight or slow and wide, and that was it, and obviously had a lot of success. Barber comes in again. That's a lovely shot from Thomas, and he has beaten the fielder out there. That's a great shot for 4. couple of bounces, just picked that up brilliantly into the gap. Long on back, cow corner back, and he split both of them. His first boundary of the day, as we see a replay. Good effort out there on the boundary, but in vain. Barber in again, bowling to Thomas. Or flat batted there towards long on for a single. Yeah, someone like Warren obviously just kept it simple and had a few shoulder issues and probably couldn't rip the leggy as much as he used to, or the wrong one, or the flipper, but he just bowled faster straight ones for the LBW or bowled. Barber comes in again. Oh, that's picked up brilliantly over cover. Racing away towards the boundary. Might not get there. Lovely shot from Hansen, and happy with 2.
Deserved more than 2 there, I think. Perfect shot selection. Just leaned back, hit it over the fielder. Yeah, I think he'll rather take the boundaries now, having been there for 11 overs.
Absolutely. 44 off 33. Barber comes in again. Just played away down towards long on for another single.
It's making it look very easy. Even Thomas. I mean, I know Thomas is a left-hander, and obviously I used to be a left-hander, so it's not that I have a soft spot for them, but they do generally, when they hit a good shot, look better than the right-hander. It is what it is.
Used to be a left-hander, not anymore. You've converted.
No, I'm a left-hander. Some people think I yeah, no.
Sorry, mate. Stitch you up there.
I was going to say, no, I used to be called Brian Lara, but I thought, no.
Yeah.
I might have to go and prove it. And we haven't picked up a bat for a few years, so we won't. But, even Thomas with some of his shots, I mean, he has got the spinner bowling into his legs.
Yep.
So, his flick through the onside was a brilliant shot. But, yeah, I think Hansen is in for a big one here.
It'd be entertaining, certainly, if he is. 45 off 34. 1 for 90 off 11. 9 overs to go in this innings. Hatipovic going to bowl his third. Obviously, after the successful over last time. But this will be his first look from this end. And a little bit slower than the others. And pushing uphill into the breeze is never fun, as we talked about before. So he'll have to change his tactic a little bit. They're just working on getting the field right. So we have a look around. They've got third man back. They've got a deep cover. Now bringing long off up. Long on is back. So just the 3 out. Everyone else on the ring. What will Hansen do? Tibovic comes into him. Just works that one down nicely towards long on for a single. Thomas has come out very enthusiastic. He touched down looking for the second there, and Hansen didn't even give him the time of day looking back. Good to see he's busy, Thomas, at the crease. Just getting the field right here. Thomas on strike now. Lovely area. Oh, that was just short or just wide of mid-wicket. Worked nicely though. He probably hit that a little bit better than he thought he did. Towards deep cow corner for a single, and Thomas does the right thing and gets off strike again. He's done it really well so far. We talked about that when he walked in. Hansen now on strike to Hatipovic. A little bit of an under edge towards square leg. No run. What's a good score from here?
Look, we've got hopefully our viewers are new viewers today, or they've forgotten our predictions of the scores of the first 2 games, because we were off by quite a bit. But I think they're going at 8 and over now. If Hansen bats all the way through, you would think you would be able to get up, get that run rate up to about 9 and over. So yeah, 180 close to 190. I mean, Thomas looks a good player too.
Oh, As we say that, the low full toss gets a wicket.
And that changes it a little bit.
It's an effective ball in T20 cricket, isn't it? As we get a replay there. You know, yes, he probably missed his Yorker length a little bit, but good field placement. Tough to really get under those balls, and a fantastic innings from Hansen comes to an end, 46 from 36, and a shame for him not to get 50, but certainly, as we said last time, with Bailey, set the foundation for a very good score.
Yeah, very enjoyable innings to watch. You know, some real great solid cricket shots there. You know, we spoke a few overs ago about what do the bowling team need to do to get back in this, and you know, Ali was the bowler, and we said, look, he's just got to build pressure, just keep putting it outside the off stump, putting it full, and that's what he's done. And he's got 2 wickets. So, and it's the 2 key men too. So we'll see what the next batsmen do and what their approach is going to be. Having watched the openers, get off to great starts. Just try and see who the new batsman is.
Well, Thomas has been good here. As we said, it's now up to him. He's been busy. Hopefully that intent continues. Mapston, the new batter. Batted 7 last time, James Mapston, the last game. He got a duck in the last game as well, so very happy to get one off the mark, get one away early. And
I think if I'm reading our notes correctly, Ben, I think he got 1 in the first game too. So 1 and 0. He's on 1 now, so that takes a 0 out of the mark.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of faith in him though. Obviously batted 7 last time. Maybe he's a bit of a goer. They've said to him, up you go, son, and continue on. That's a lovely shot there from Thomas. Holding up there, might not quite get to the boundary, and yes, it has. Lovely shot there. 4 runs. And that's closed out the over. Very good over again from Atibovic. We have the bowling figures up there again. He's bowled 3 overs, 2 for 18, going at 6s. Certainly the pick of the bowlers so far.
What would you do with him, Ben? Would you give him his last over on the next one, or do you keep him back for the end?
No, I think I would. Just looking at the way he's bowled, and he's bowled very, very well, but I don't think he's a genuine death bowler. You probably want to bowl full and straight at the end, and just the natural length he bowls, and probably the pace he bowls. I think it's probably good to use him up now, and looks like Pickford has bowled quite well, and he's probably going to be one of their death bowling options. So stick to your plan, but he's certainly bowled really well, hasn't he? Barber again. He's gone for 21, so be looking to tighten things up a little bit. Mapston. Oh, that's hit him on the back pad. Shout from the bowler, but not out. Rocking the number 99, Mapston. Barber comes in again, bowling to him. Swung that away towards long on, and that's his highest score.
For the season?
In 2020 cricket we're talking about here. He'll be relieved to get that one away. But it's done the right thing, turning it over for Thomas. That's what he's got to do at the moment. Thomas needs to be the aggressor. Only faced 7 balls, but you probably say he's set, and that's 20 cricket for you, isn't it? Cow corner back. Barber comes in, looking to work that. He's definitely a busy cricketer. He'll work that to long on for a single. Couldn't beat the bowler. Barber comes in again. Straight back past the bowler. Does get a hand on it, and that's going to be a single to long off. So we did have long off, long on, deep cover, deep mid wicket. Be interesting to see what happens now with Mapston on strike. Still got long on and long off. Just the 3 out right now. Oh, Big swing and a miss. Barber comes in again. And that's beaten point for a single. We're backed up by cover. And if you notice, Graham, it's so windy we don't have bails out there at the moment.
Oh shit, I hadn't noticed that. To be honest with you, I should probably check, the start of a cricket game if we've actually got bails on the stumps. But
well, I think we did early. I actually just noticed it with that swing and a miss there from Mapston off Barber. I thought it may have clipped the bails, and then realised obviously because of the wind, no bails at either end. So it's a bit of an issue there. Hopefully it doesn't clip the off stump and umpire doesn't notice it. That was a much better over from Barber.
Yeah, that's how you want your spinner to bowl with those conditions. And I'm not surprised to see Raza into the attack now. He's obviously got to back it up. I think he tried to push his first over through too quickly. Just needs to throw it up a little bit, let the wind help him, and put the pressure on the batsman.
Absolutely. As he comes in again, bowling to Mapston, swung that one back over the bowler's head towards long on and get through for a single.
And I don't mind that him throwing it up and tossing it up
Agreed.
like that. He's got two fielders back. It is a long boundary there as well.
Particularly to the new batter.
It's could change the total here. We said 180, 190.
Yep.
Couple tight overs and another wicket, and you're looking at that drops to under 160.
Absolutely. Oh, that was slow and wide and well bowled there, and you're 100% right. You look at the run rate up on the screen there. Was well and truly over 8 for a while. They're up around 9, and now it's back to 7.5. So they pulled it back nicely here. Well bowled again, the slow and wide delivery. Yeah. Taking a leaf out of Warney's book. That's the slow and wide. I wonder if he'll go the quick and straight one here now and look for the LBW.
I think there could be a stump in on here.
Raza comes in again. There it is. Oh, just got a... Happy to get one right. I've been wrong a couple of times there today, obviously.
That's why you're here, Ben. You know what you're talking about.
Very well bowled from Raza. There's the slow and wide one.
I thought I might have been in there for the stump.
Yeah, you almost were. Thomas just pops that one down, a little chip shot down to long on for a single. Mapston back on strike on 4. Raza 1 ball to go in this over. Oh, that's hit straight up in the air. Will he catch it? Fielder underneath. Oh, no. He kind of did a... It is windy. Got held up in the breeze there, and it looked like he had it covered, and then it was carried over his head.
It was a bit of an unusual catch, that one, because no one really said anything. No. The ground went quiet. Just judging by the fielders' reactions, it was swirling around in the air.
Got away with one there, Mapston.
Yeah, that would have put the batting side under big pressure. But I think the spinners have nailed it now.
Absolutely.
Toss it up, bowl into the wind, and with protection behind you, you can actually go and get a few wickets.
Totally agree.
I hope Raza does get another over, because their 5th and 6th bowler now have got their quota in. But, I think after seeing the last 2 overs from this end, you'd want to keep them on.
Totally agree. Barber again this time. That was a bit quicker. Looked like an inside edge. Just down to that man at 45. I think it would have been a big shout if it wasn't an inside edge there for LBW. Mapston moves to 6 off 8. Thomas 14 off 13. We're 2 for 104 off 14.1. Thomas eyeing that deep mid-wicket boundary. Barber comes in again. It's played off the back foot towards backward point. Well fielded there. A bit frustrated with himself there, Thomas. He's kicked the ground a couple of times. And you get that one through. Good fight back here from Ingle Farm. Barber comes in again. A little bit slower. That's a lovely shot. That's just curling away from the fielder, and wasn't that far away from the long on fielder, but it's a lovely shot for 4. 1 bounce.
Yeah, that's his favourite shot, isn't it?
Yep.
You know, just a little bit of a shuffle down the wicket, 1 bounce, 4 runs, beautiful.
Just moved his feet nicely and a little bit slower through the air from Barber. It just gave Thomas time to get down to it, place it where he wanted to with the breeze. 18 off 15 for him. Barber comes in again. Quicker one. Tried to heave that one away over square leg and disappointed with himself. He missed out there, Thomas. No fielder out square, so we're right to be upset with himself there. Barber in again. Another quicker ball. Played nicely straight to Raza there. Very busy in the field. The appeal there. It was good fielding, but good running equally. Mapston through comfortably. Barber with 1 ball to go in this over. Interesting to see what Mapston does here. Get the feeling he's a little bit nervous. He keeps looking over towards mid-wicket. I reckon trying to line him up here. Just uses the feet nicely. Chips it over cover and they'll get a single, and that is the over. 2 for 110. The bowling figures up there again.
Yeah, so there's 5 overs left. You would think Pickford would bowl 2. Sandry will bowl 2. So you're looking for 1 more over. I mean, Gardner only had the 1 up front. You know,
looks like it's going to be Raza.
You've still
like
got
you wanted.
You've still got Hatbovic, who's also got 1. So
absolutely,
they've actually I think they've probably bowled Barber 1 too many. Hindsight is a beautiful thing, though. I will be fair to the bowler and say that, and to the captain.
Absolutely, and it'll be interesting to see how Raza goes at this end. You called it early that the other end was probably the spinner's end. So, Hatibovic has 1 left. That was my other mistake, wasn't it? They probably have taken your suggestion and held him back for the back end.
Yeah, I do wonder if the captain is thinking, like you've mentioned a couple of times, Ben, about the ends. Because this isn't the end for the spinner to throw it up like that, as there's a long shot over mid-off to the front. Almost a bit of confusion between the 2 runners in the middle of the wicket there. Get through for 2 runs, but I wonder if the captain is aware of it. I think the other end was perfect to get your spinners in, and then this is the end where you go with your quickies.
Yep. I guess hitting into the breeze, we've got a long off back, deep cover, long on, and cow corner. That's well bowled, quicker ball. A big appeal for caught behind, but not out. Maps to 9 off 10. So we had a slower one from Raza and a quicker one. As he comes in again, another slower one, nice and straight. Big attempt at the slog sweep there from Mapston. Really well bowled. Tried to get that one sort of through square and just probably missed out there. Raza in again. Another quicker one. Slow, quick, he's gone so far. Throw to the bowler's end. Wasn't overly close to hitting the stumps, and looks like it's hit Raza. Hopefully he can shake that one off. Thomas on strike now. Looks around the field. Just a slight change there, I think. Bringing the cover in. Suggestion is we'll put the square leg back. Hasn't happened as Raza comes in again. Nice and slow. He's gone to go the reverse. Missed out there. Not a bad option. Got the slower ball. See Thomas getting creative as Raza comes in again. Really slow, that one. Tossed up. Thomas head down. He just sort of bunted that one, and the throws come in and taken out the umpire. And that's a good over. None for 22 for Raza as he finishes his spell of 4 overs.
Yeah, so if we have a look at the batting scorecard, so I mean, they've still got a lot of wickets in hand. 4 overs to go. You kind of just chase every delivery and try and get as high total as possible. I mean, 4 overs to go, Ben. We work it out.
You want to go at tens. You got eight guys in the shed still. Sorry, 8 wickets left in the bank. You can't leave guys in the shed. When you're staring down the barrel of 180 earlier.
Yeah, so 154.
Yep. 150, 160 you'd be happy with from here?
Yeah, I think 150 minimum.
Yep.
160 just in light of what's happened in the last couple overs would be a good score, but it is a really good batting wicket. So
totally agree. So Sandry coming back into the attack. None for 13 from his 2 overs so far.
So I dare say he'll definitely bowl 2.
Yep.
Of the last 4. Hatbovic will also have 1. It's just the other one now, Ben.
Sandry comes in. Swung away. Sort of bunted off the toe of the bat there from Thomas. Another single to long on.
Because we haven't quite got that right today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good start there from Sandry. See what Mapston's got for us. They've pulled it back brilliantly here, Ingle Farm, so far. As we said, Pooraka were staring down 180. Ingle Farm bowl well here to restrict them for anything 130 or under. They'll be extremely happy with that. And that one's edged away down towards third man. Coming back for the second. Good running from Mapston. Gets back for 2. Well bowled again from Sandry. Thickish outside edge.
Yeah, I think if they could even get them to 140 and under is gold, considering the position that they were in. Yeah, I mean, great wicket. Yeah, it is very windy and there are conditions that can go against the batting team here, but yeah, they'd be very happy.
And another even thicker outside edge, this time straight to third man for a single.
It's quite a difference though, the bowling team would be thrilled with 140. Batting team, if you look at it, I still think they would have 160 in their minds just because of the start that they had and the pitch that they are batting on. So it is quite a contrast, isn't it?
You're right. The only questions over Ingle Farm's batting, if we look at the 2 games, they 91 in the first game and 127 in the second. So they haven't chased anything north of 130. Sandry comes in again. Oh, the ramp, and he's played that brilliantly for a single. It's always interesting, isn't it? The execution was fantastic there from Thomas, but is the risk worth the reward when you've got fine leg back? I guess if you can reverse ramp and get that towards third man, probably a better result, but just a single. Sandry into Mapston. That's beautifully bowled again, full and straight.
Good shot.
Lovely shot there. Just pull up short again. Oh, very well fielded. Quite managed to touch the line. He's throwing that one back, and batters have run 3. Good running from them. I think they sort of looked at each other and may have thought that there was a fielder back there. Chase it overly hard until looked around and realised it was him. So, bit of late chopping and changing here with the fielders. So we've got a deep mid wicket. Deep mid on. Sandry comes in again. Well bowled, and that's tried to flap bat and just straight into the cricket pitch for a single. Another one to Thomas. He moves to 23 from 22. That is the end of the over. Sandry 22 from his 3 overs. Who we got coming on here, Graham? Look, once we get back to our other graphic. Pickford again, he's bowled really well.
So I dare say Pickford's got two up his sleeve. So
Agreed.
You would think he'd bowl number 18 and number 20.
Yep.
Sandry, I think, has got 1, which means you're.
Oh, great start there, and he's got a wicket. Nicked off from Thomas. Really good start from Pickford there. Coming back. As we see the replay of that. Thomas tried to run that one down to third man. Just managed to get a thick edge and well taken by the keeper. Easy catch. You like that one as a keeper. Thomas 23 off 22. Or 23 off 23 in the end. So a run a ball. And this is a fantastic comeback from Ingle Farm. 3 for 123.
Getting Mitch Thomas out was also very key for them. I think, Mapston's looked good while he's been there.
Yep.
Thomas has just obviously been a little bit more aggressive with those shots over the leg side. So to get someone who's going to run a ball on 23 at this stage of the innings is a big scalp for them. So
absolutely. There's been the big wickets were Hanson, the biggest one, obviously 46 from 37, but he just seemed like he was the one that could really get the boundary when he wanted to, and obviously Bailey, the captain, as well. Scoreboard's still been ticking over and guys going at a run of ball, but the boundary seemed to have sort of dried up a little bit of late. So it's great bowling here from Ingle Farm to tie it back. Pickford 1 for 11 now, 2.1.
Yeah, I'm not sure if our viewers can see it on the stream, but they'll notice that there is a little bit of a delay between deliveries, and that's not our stream at all. That's just the captain moving the field and making sure that it's perfect. And we've complimented him on it, but they've really got that right today so far.
Absolutely. Lee, the new batsman, Andrew Lee, faces his first ball from Pickford. No run there.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have scores for Andrew. All we can say right now is that he's a left-hander, and we'll let him tell us or show us what we can talk about him after a few deliveries. Hopefully a couple sixes. And
absolutely. Pickford comes in again, bowling to Lee. Playing a miss outside the off stump. So Andrew Lee, he's made 50 runs for the season, 3 matches, batting average of 25, high score 49. His 8 wickets at 10.5, best bowling 5 for 55 this season. The high score of 25. Sorry, high score of 49, but he's made 50 for the year. He can bat a little bit. Needs to do some scoring here. Needs to hit some boundaries. Doesn't have a long time to play himself in. And there's a chance for a run out at the bowler's end. Oh, big throw there. Big wind up from Pickford off his own bowling. The batter's managed to get through for an overthrow. So that's 2 runs to Lee. 1 more ball to go in this over from Pickford. He's bowled beautifully. 1 for 13 off almost 3. Certainly the most economical of the bowlers so far. As he comes into Lee. Oh, and that's top of off stump. Beautifully bowled. Absolute gem of a delivery. That's exactly where you want to bowl it. Get a replay of that from behind. Not sure if there was a slight outside edge from Lee, but certainly didn't matter. There were no bails on the stump that time. And that's just top of off. Brilliant bowling.
Yeah, brilliant delivery, brilliant over. In fact, he's really put the pressure on the batting side now. again, we go back to the targets. 2 overs to go. We said that Ingle Farm would be thrilled with 140.
Yep.
I think that could even get them for 135 here.
Absolutely.
If they have another over like that. So
2 overs to go. 4 for 125. So Sandry in again. Lovely shot there for Mapston. Couldn't quite beat the fielder at mid-wicket. New batter comes in. Newski? Did you say Newski? Or Newsk?
we can go with Newski. I mean, we've made up a couple surnames today.
He's
So
the
what's another one?
The Newski batsman. Sandry comes in. Bowling to Mapston. Lovely bowling. Uses his feet, Mapston. Sandry hits the deck. Throw from Raza at the stumps. Misses. Mapston gets through for the single. And we'll get our first look at Newski here. Left-hander taking guard. Just have a look at my cricket, see how his season's gone so far. And Jason Newski. 13 runs at 4.3. The highest score of 5. So that's potentially why. Beautifully bowled.
Brilliant delivery, but
Great Yorker. Bottom of off stump there.
just doesn't have the same effect without the bails, does it, Ben?
It doesn't. Luckily, he's absolutely smashed that off stump a couple of times. But brilliantly bowled there from Sandry. Lovely Yorker. Five for 126. Been really impressed with this fight back here from Ingle Farm. Wake's the new batter coming in. So we'll see what he's got for us. Mapston needs to be the one here to finish off. Five for 126. They'll be hopeful they can keep them under 130 here, Graham, if they have a good last over and a half. 9 balls to go in this innings. Sandry with his tail up, 1 for 23. Looking to close out a good spell from him. The right-hander Wake takes guard.
Yeah, they've moved long off. They've brought him up to the edge of the circle. He's now at mid-off. So, trying to incentivize the new batsman. Go long over cover.
Yep.
Hit into the wind, and we'll give you a boundary, but it's a shot that not many have been able to do all day. So
we've actually still got a deep cover back here, just other side of our trailer. Sandry comes in again. Oh, and that's a thickish outside edge again towards third man. Batters are coming back for 2. Good running from them. Wake moves to 2 off 1. So we've got a third man, a fine leg, a deep cover, sort of a deep square leg, I guess you'd say, and a long on. The 5 men out. Sandry with 2 balls to go in what's been a good spell. As he comes in now, bowling to Wake. Just punches that one down. Wide of mid-off towards that deep cover player for a single. It's actually looked quite good. The 2 balls he's faced here, Wake. Knows how to hold a bat. Looks quite solid. Mapson on strike for the last ball of the over. I reckon he's got to get a single off this one. He needs to face the majority of these last 6.
Single or a 6?
He stepped inside it, and the umpire does call wide there, so we have to re-bowl. A little bit unlucky there. Not sure if we can see a replay of that one. Mapson definitely stepped inside it. Did it? Ooh, didn't miss leg stump by much. One of those ones, if he stayed put, probably would have hit him right on the knee roll.
I may be wrong, Ben, but I think that's only the second wide of the day, which is
you're right.
It's always good to watch cricket with minimal extras in it, isn't it?
100%. As Sandry comes in again, bowling to Mapston. Will he get a single? This will be tight. Doesn't throw it. So well done from him. Gets down the other end. He moves to 18 from 19, and last over about to start. Well bowled from Sandry. 1 for 28 off his spell. See his bowling figures there. It's 7 and over.
Yeah, still surprised that Hatpavic didn't bowl out. You know, just 2 for 18 after 3. I think obviously hindsight is a beautiful thing. Barber probably bowled 1 too many. You'd probably give that one back to Hatpavic.
Yep.
You know, Pickford's been brilliant here at the end. So
sometimes you back your, obviously Barber, as we said before, is an experienced player. You back your experience in, and sometimes teams have a set bowling plan, and it's just these are the overs you're going to bowl. So maybe that was the idea there. Lovely start there from Pickford again. Looking to close out this innings. The 5 for 131, Pooraka. So we keep saying fantastic fight back from Ingle Farm. Pooraka at one stage staring down the barrel of 180. Pickford comes in again. What can Mapston do? Needs a boundary. Has a big swing. Slow there. He's got to come back for 2. Has to. Good pick up and throw there. Needs to back that one up and get through for 2. Flayed that one over the vacant gully region, and 2 down to third man. Pretty good batting there from Mapston. Where's he going to get his boundary here, Graham? Got cover back. Long off, long on. Pickford in again. He's walked at him. They got to run hard. Surely they'll look for 2 here. They're coming. Throws to the keeper's end. Great running there from the batters. Didn't look like he was moving overly quickly, Wake, but he got there.
Yeah, everything seemed to actually slow down a bit there.
Yeah.
Which was a little bit weird. I mean, if I was the batsman, and again, it depends obviously where the bowler bowls, but you know, you look. I would be looking straight. I know there is a long off and a long on, but the long off is very straight.
Yeah.
So it's almost in front of where we're sitting at the moment.
Steps inside at Mapston. Oh, there's no one backing up there. They may get through. No, Wake wasn't looking. It's looked like it got a little bit big on him there, Mapston. Good bowling from Pickford. Smart bowling with the shorter ball there. Gets the set batsman off strike.
So I think if you're Ingle Farm, you don't want Pooraka to get over 140 here.
Yep.
I think you've got 4 runs to defend. They'll be very happy with 140.
Absolutely. Pickford in again, bowling to Wake. Another short ball. He skied that one. May fall in, and it does. Throw to the keeper's end, just the single. Looks like he was happy for that one to fall in and get a single there. So last ball of the innings, what can they do? Mapston off strike. On strike, sorry. Pickford 2 for 19 off 3.5. He's bowled brilliantly so far. Looking to close out the innings as he comes in. Just a big swing from the hip. They're going to try and run 2 here. Big chance for a run out. And it's out. So they completed 1. They finish up 5 for 138. Mapston run out there. Very good fielding. So we might have a look at the batting scorecard there if we can, running through the scores. So finishing up 5 for 138 there. Just wait for it to tick over, and it does. So 6.9 and over. Run us through the batters there, Graham. Who impressed you?
Yeah, the two openers really stood out for me, especially Mark Hansen. He made batting look so easy. He found the gaps in the field every time. He seemed to want to get a boundary. He went at the totally wrong time for their innings, as they were. They had all the momentum. And they almost looked like they were just about to lift off. He got out, and probably in a bit of a soft manner for him as well. If we look at the way he batted up to that point. Mitch Thomas was busy, looked good for his 23. Mapston obviously ran out there right at the end with 24, and the next three, Andrew Lee, Jason Newsk, I think is what we said, and Bailey Wake. Not much time to hang around or really make the scorers do too much work there. They've got 138 on the board. It's Ingle Farm haven't scored that many this season, so that can give them a little bit of confidence. But I think they will be a little bit disappointed.
And you're 100% right about wickets at key times there. You look at the game against the Rockets, and 1 for 181 Pooraka made. And that was obviously Hansen and Bailey, who are their two stars, taking it deep and only losing a wicket right at the very end there. So they're their key players, and you're right. I think Thomas looked very, very busy, but the two stars are the ones that need to bat the majority of overs, and just got out at key times today. But 138 would be interesting to see if that's a good score on this wicket. As we have a look at the bowling figures, who impressed you out of the bowlers?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one to just give an answer for that, because I think there's a few that put their hand up at the right time for Ingle Farm. I mean, I wouldn't underestimate Pickford's contribution there right at the end. He almost took the stuffing out of Pooraka with his 2 for 20 and his 4. Got him obviously opened the bowling. He went for 18 and 2. He was a little bit wayward, and the batsman took full advantage of that. Sandry was really good, 1 for 28. I think he probably deserved an extra wicket. Barber, the most expensive bowler, but did bring it back towards the end of his spell. Hatpovic, actually, if I had to say my pick of the bowlers, was most probably him. Those were two key wickets at a crucial time. A little bit surprised they didn't go with the 4. Obviously, they definitely seem to have a plan, and the captain knows what he's doing, so I'm sure there's a good reason to that. And then Irfan Raza had the 3 overs for 22. Again, bowled well in patches, and also probably let himself down a little bit with a couple of the deliveries. But overall, I think if you take a step back, it was a brilliant batting wicket. We were saying 190 at one stage, 180, 190. For them to pull it back with as many wickets as they did, I think they can be very proud of themselves.
Absolutely agree with that. That's a great summary, and it'll be interesting to see if the wicket's just a little bit too paced. It does look very, very good, but whether it was indeed Ingle Farm who pulled it back with the ball, or whether it was just better or easier to score with the new ball. But we might take a bit of a break, and we will come back with the second innings very, very soon. And welcome back here to Lindblom Park at Pooraka. We are watching the round 3 O'Neill Sports 2020 Group 1 game between Pooraka and Ingle Farm. Pooraka batted first, looking like they were going to get a massive score, and well fought back by Ingle Farm. Players and umpires are just out there. The umpires today, a reminder of them, Stephen Duke and James Gooch. Pooraka 6 for 138 off their 20 overs. We're just getting ourselves sorted out in the middle here. Who's your tip, Graham? From here, runs on the board or?
Yeah, I think not knowing anything about Ingle Farm's batting lineup, and just having looked at the way that the two openers approached the innings for Pooraka, I think I'm just going to go with Pooraka. I think to me they strike me as a team that's used to setting up, getting runs on the board and then defending it. So could be talking absolute rubbish.
As we're away for the first ball, a very good start, dropping it at his feet. The captain there, Matt Kukontis.
Yeah, I see he's batting with Sam Kukontis too, so of course they were going to do that.
No, that's good. We can just call them Matt and Sam.
Yeah, done. Yeah, I've just got Matt's batting stats. He's obviously the captain for Ingle Farm. He got 33 in his last game, so it's a good start.
Absolutely. Costello, the bowler. Another left armour. 2 left armers opening the bowling, and 1 for each team. It's not something you see that often, but I think you mentioned left-hand batters, how they look classier. I think it's probably the opposite for left-arm bowlers. They always look a little bit awkward, don't they? As Costello comes in. Big wind-up there. It's a wide. No, wasn't a lot of carry on that one. Obviously, we've talked about the wind and probably pushing up into the breeze from this end. But that one certainly didn't carry through from Costello. Keeper taking that at probably ankle height. He comes in again. Bowling to Sam. Very well played. Drop to mid-wicket for a single. Yeah, it will be interesting talking about Ingle Farm's batting, and obviously Pooraka had a fantastic start. This will still be the highest chase in the 2020 comp this year for Ingle Farm. As we said, their top score 127 for 2 in round 2. Costello comes in again, bowling to the skipper. And then round 1, 91 all out. So haven't made over 130 this 2020 season. So even though we think it's a pretty good wicket, this score might test their batting depth. They'll need a good start. Costello in again. Down the leg side, and that's a wide. As you mentioned, we had 2 wides total in the first innings, so already matched that there, Pooraka.
Yeah, it makes a difference keeping your extras down to minimal. I mean, only gave 2 runs away and only two extra deliveries to bowl, and I think in T20 comps, it makes a massive difference.
Costello in again. A nice shot there from Matt for a single. Out towards points. And Sam back on strike. It's interesting to just watch Costello here. Last ball, he starts running in with the ball in his opposite hands and then changes halfway through. As he comes in. Very busy start from the boys here. Couple of quick singles, which is good to see. Still 1 ball to go in this over just because of all the wides. Yeah, it's a good way of hiding what you want to bowl, but sometimes I feel it throws off your rhythm. What do you think?
Yeah, look, I didn't do it myself, so
Yep.
can't talk through any benefits that it does.
Costello in again. Be another wide down the leg side.
I do feel like it's a bit of a left-handers thing, though.
Yep.
I can only think, yeah, it's only left-arm bowlers that are coming to mind with that. So, yeah, it's an interesting one, because even when I was thinking now of left-arm seamers, I could only think of Australia as really having a lot of left-arm bowlers.
Costello in again. Much better line and length there, and closes out the over. 7 from it. Good start there for Ingle Farm.
Yeah, Aussies had a lot of left-arm bowlers. I think India also did it at a stage, used to open with Zahir Khan and Ashish Nehra. But yeah, definitely with the Aussies, I feel like it was often the ball was in the right hand and then delivered out of the left hand. So yeah, can't tell you why.
No.
I mean, I was a batsman, so I never ever really had rhythm. So I think if I had to start with the ball with the left hand and bowl with the right, I didn't know what I was bowling at the best of times.
Yeah. So we've got a right arm over the wicket here.
Keeper standing up to the stumps, so I think the pace will be taken off the ball here.
Yep. It's like Sam Kukontis on strike. And Virgin's the bowler. So he comes in. Looking like trying to bowl. Roll the seam, or the fingers over the top of the seam there. Well played from Sam down towards the long on fielder for a single.
He's got jersey 23 on. His name is Shane. But he's a medium pacer, unfortunately, to continue that story.
Absolutely. And I would suggest the name Virgins probably doesn't have anything to do with Shane Warne either. That thickish outside edge there to the skipper, Matt, and picks up 2 runs. We might leave that one alone there. Talking about Shane Warne and Virgins. Virgin's in again, bowling to Matt, the captain. Kukonits,
yeah. I mean, look, if any of his family members are watching our stream, please just put a detailed, like an easy way there in the comments box of how we need to pronounce it.
Well bowled there from Virgins. It's a good tactic actually taking the pace off here, and I don't know if you remember Adam Dale that played for Australia, kind of similar sort of stump to stump bowler with the keeper up in one-day cricket, proved very, very effective. Virgin's in again. Full and straight. It's interesting they've gone with long on, long off back straight away with this tactic. I think with the pace he's bowling, make the batters force it. And just giving them a couple of easy singles there. Virgins comes in again. Full toss there, and good fielding by the man at 45 and prevents the second run. Good start there from Virgins, gone from 6 off his over. Looks like it'll be Costello again.
Bit of a low-key start here, Ben.
Yeah, it has.
Don't know who would be more happier, the bowlers or the batsmen. I think they both feel that it has been a decent start. You know, Ingle Farm's none for 13 and 2 with not having really played too many shots. And from Pooraka's point of view, you know, you've kind of just pitched it up and kept the boundaries to a minimum. So
Costello into Matt. Can't beat the fielder at cover.
So I think we said before the game it was going to be, just looking at their history and their form coming into this fixture, it was going to be a close one. And I think those two overs probably doesn't help us pick a winner any easier at all, or make it easier at all.
No, none for 13 off the first two. Costello comes in again. Ball just played away towards point for no run. Yeah, right. There's sort of batsmen look quite busy though, like looking for singles, which is good to see. They're just looking to lay a good foundation here, keep the scoreboard ticking over as Costello comes in again, bowling to Matt. Drops it at his feet for a quick single. That's great running. Good understanding from the two brothers there.
I suppose they're also just showing us here another approach to batting. You know, taking quick singles, pushing the twos into twos, and not actually worrying about the boundaries up front, which we haven't seen much like that so far this season. In the games that we covered, as that's just gone past point for one. You know, we've kind of seen the teams try and get off to a flying start with big shots and lots of fours and sixes. You know, whereas these two are just working it around and playing each ball on its merit.
Absolutely. Matt on strike now, the skipper. Costello into him. Bit shorter there and dealt with brilliantly, and I think that's 6 or no, one bounce just inside. Like he got all of that one, fine legs up, just helped it on its way. A lovely shot there. Couldn't quite get that one on film, but it was a lovely shot there, and the first boundary of this innings. Costello in again. The pace off that one a little bit, but another quick single to the boys and closes out the over. Ingle Farm now none for 20 off the first three. It's amazing how one boundary early just changes that whole scoring rate, doesn't it? So Matt on 12 off 13. Sam 5 off 5. Matt on strike again, and Virgin's to bowl his second over. Keeper still up. Virgins comes in. That one's down the leg side. We've got the long on, long off back still. It's the 2 men out so far. Which means fine leg is up in the ring. Virgin comes in again. Well bowled, well fielded. I won't say it's a low total. I'd say it's probably a par total, but I still think it's interesting long on and long off a back when he's taking the pace off the ball a little bit here.
Well, they've just taken slip out now and put him in. It's not quite. What fielding position would you call that, Ben? It's not mid on, but it's not silly mid on. I mean,
it's a straightish short mid on, isn't it? That you see that in international cricket quite a bit these days, and the pitch is a little bit too paced. See that's a lovely shot again. One bounce 4. Matt picks up his second boundary. Yeah, I just think certainly if I was captaining, I'd bring your mid on and mid off up and have that fielder back. I think if he's going to miss, that's where they'll hit it. Looks like they might be... No, they've just straightened up the mid on fielder. Virgin's in again. Almost a mix-up there between the brothers. Yeah, even that shot, it's probably, you know, that's a risk. You got your mid-off up. Has to go a little bit more aerial. Take the man on. It would have been no run then, even though he hit that one quite well. Virgin's in again. Bowling to Sam this time. Looks like a bit of an inside edge. Stunted appeal. Virgin's looking to close out this over. 1 ball left remaining. Comes in bowling to Sam. Nice and straight again. Well played back to the bowler, and that is over. None for 26 off 4, Graham.
Yeah, I'm still trying to work out in my head, who's had the better starts. I think both sides will definitely feel that they're in with the chance here. The batting team haven't taken too many risks. Like you said, I suppose neither of the fielding team either with the 2 men back. It will be interesting to see when they bowl from the other end.
Yep.
Just purely, I think all evidence has shown us that it is a good batting track. I think the first 4 overs haven't done anything to suggest otherwise. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Pooraka manage it from this end, because obviously there is a shorter boundary and the winds, it's with the bowlers.
Costello bowling his third, a short ball there, and Matt trying to pull that one away, didn't really get up and managed to bunt it straight back to the bowler. Yeah, you're right. They're probably both teams feeling each other out a little bit here. Certainly not the flyer that Pooraka got off to, but perhaps setting themselves. Costello comes in. And disappointing shot there from the captain. Just bunted it straight to cover fielder. As we see a replay of that. It either just held in the wicket or he took the pace off it a little bit there, Costello. Either way, it's a pretty simple catch there for the short cover fielder.
Yeah, I think Matt will be kicking himself there. It's just one of those shots. It's one of those shots you always play in the nets, and then when you play it out in the middle, you absolutely hate yourself for it.
Yep.
It's just too easy for the fielding team. It will be interesting. We can't quite see it on our replay. If the bowler did, if it was the wicket that just if it just held up in the wickets a little bit off, the bowler did take a bit of pace off it. But yeah, it's again, we spoke about key wickets at key times in the first innings, and I feel like that's a key time for the bowling side.
Absolutely, the captain there. Anytime you get the captain out as an opening batter is certainly a key wicket. Raza, the new batter. We saw him with the ball.
Yeah, 38 not out in his last game, so
see what he has today as Costello comes into him. A bit of an under edge there. Throw from the keeper, hits the stumps, but wasn't running, so no danger there.
Look, not too sure who gives us the team sheets. Could be the players, and it's just numbers that have been added to it, and they get off to a good start because we think they got a lot of form. But 38 not out. We'll kind of tell that he should have a bit of form behind him and be able to spend a bit of time at the crease.
Absolutely. So he's tried to run those 2 down to third man. Under edge on both of them. Yeah, right. Looked like in the last game he just got the job done, saw his side home. Not chasing a massive score. 125. Just to get over the line, so Costello into him now. Punches that one down to short cover for no run. Good bowling here from Costello. Seems to just be bowling into the wicket a little bit more and varying his pace a little bit, whether that's sort of natural variation or the wicket just slowing up a little bit, but picked up the conditions pretty well, I think. He comes in again. I'll say it again, Graham. I'm not liking this, particularly for the new batter, to have long off back, bowling into the wicket. That would have been no run. And I haven't done a lot of damage yet, but I think just keep the pressure on the new batter. Don't release the pressure and let him off strike.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you, Ben. And I think also, maybe I'm being a little bit ambitious here, but I think the batsman could actually sometimes sneak to there because it is a very long boundary. And
definitely.
And Yeah, I think if you run hard, you could put the field under pressure, and if you do that a couple times and over, that's 4 runs from nothing. So I do agree with you there.
So 1 for 27 after our first block of 5. Looks like Virgins will be the bowler again. Talking about some of our sponsors today. Main sponsor is Adelaide Starbus. Thank you very much to them for jumping on board. So if you need a coach, if you need a bus, a big party, you're going up to big festival. I'm not sure how that works with social distancing. Virgin's in. Bowling to Raza. Swung that away, and that's a wicket. Again, bowling into the wicket really well there. Sort of tried to flat back that straight back past the bowler. Didn't get much of it at all, Raza, and he is gone. For 1 off 5, we'll see a replay of it there. Caught it mid-on there.
Yeah, I think Irfan will also be a little bit disappointed. I mean, you're always disappointed when you get out, but it was a bit of a nothing shot. You know, the ball was pitched up. He could have, just hit it straight back down, and he's just obviously picked the fielder up. But I think to your point earlier, though, Ben, it's you've got to have the fielders up. A catch like that doesn't happen if everyone's out on the boundary, especially at the start. You look at the score now, 2 for 27.
Yep.
They're under a bit of pressure now. One more, and all of a sudden 140 starts to feel like 170. So it is an interesting game. I still think. I still feel the advantage is with the batsman, but you look at it from a bowling side perspective, and you're like, they've started really well now. So,
and we got the other brother in here now, mate, Nick.
What's his surname?
Kukonitz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we get in there. I think we're on it. Oh, there we go. We do have some lifesavers on the chat bar there. Kukonitz. Yep.
Well, I think that's
Beautiful.
Q. Jamie Schubert there. Thanks for typing in. Q Connets. Let's run with that. Virgin's in. Bowling to Nick this time. He runs that one down to third man. No run there. So 2 for 27, 5.2. Certainly a lot different structure to each innings. Virgins comes in again. And a good single there from Nick. His brother back on strike. Yeah, after 6, I reckon, I don't have it in front of me, but I reckon Pooraka were none for about 45. So 3 balls to go, 2 for 28, Ingle Farm. They're a long way behind the comparison there. Have to do some work through the middle overs. We know that Pooraka sort of, after they lost those 2 wickets, dug themselves into a little bit of a hole. Virgin's in again. Or a bit of a leading edge there, but doesn't carry. Smart bowling here, taking the pace off. Obviously, they're home ground, Pooraka. They know this wicket well. Played a lot of cricket here. It seems like the plan is to take the pace off the ball with the medium paces. Virgin's in again. Oh, brilliant bowling. Good take from the keeper too.
Yeah, I see your mid-off and mid-on are up, Ben. So I wonder if that was one of their tactics as well, because they only seemed back from the other end. They've started this side with them up. I don't know if that's because a couple of wickets have already fallen, but they're at least attacking the batsman now.
Totally agree. Virgin's in again. Swung away. They still get a single there to the mid-on, who's on the ring, and that is over. Another very good over from Virgins. He's 1 for 15. Yeah, talking about those sponsors again, Adelaide Starbus, they do big coaches, Graham. I know weddings can have 150 people at the moment, so if you're having a wedding and you need a bus, get on Adelaide Starbus. Hopefully when restrictions ease a little bit and we can have some big gatherings like your wine festivals, Clare Valley, Sea and Vines, all of those things, the races, get on Adelaide Starbus. And of course, Dartfish, who look after us with the fantastic technology, Sports Interactive, and Roll the Dice Racing, our other sponsor today. for the O'Neill Sports T20 for Adelaide Turf here, Graham. But we're at the clubhouse end at the moment. Costello looks like he's going to bowl out. 1 for 15 from his 3 so far. Be interesting to see if he bowls. It's a little bit more carry from this end. We talked about probably bowling with the breeze and downhill. Bowling to Sam on strike. Costello in again. Or a little bit of an under edge, trying to hoik that towards mid-wicket, and picks up a single. 2 for 30 now, 6.2. Costello in again. Bowling to Nick this time, looking to drop it at his feet. No single there. Look like they're very good runners between the wickets, the brothers. They've all had positive intent for the quick single.
Yeah, I think tip and run was a popular game at their household.
In the backyard, absolutely. Costello, great line and length. Just outside the off stump there. Definitely in a bit of a feeling out period here, Ingle Farm. Just want to make sure they don't dig themselves in too much of a hole here. And keep the scoreboard ticking over. Costello in again. Or down the leg side, and it's a wide. Bit of a shout, trying to con the umpire maybe. Got something on it.
Yeah, I thought I heard something, not necessarily bats on ball, but maybe a thigh pad as it went through. Costello doesn't seem too bothered about it, so maybe it was legitimate wide.
Exactly. Looking to close out his spell here as he comes in again. Bowling to Nick. That's well bowled. No, it's another wide. From our angle, it looked like it was extremely well bowled. Perhaps just cut away outside the wide line there.
Yeah, I think for Ingle Farm, I mean, Costello's bowled incredibly well. You know, once he's gone through his spell, a new bowler's got to come on.
Yep.
Something's got to give. So, you know, without having even seen who that bowler is, you would think that's probably the person they need to start going after.
Absolutely. Another single there from Nick. He gets Sam back on strike. And he's bowled 4 wides, Costello. So, off the bat, 15. 15 runs, which is very good with 1 ball remaining in T20 cricket. Generally, anything sort of around about the 20 mark is good. So to be under that's really good. Can he close out his spell with this last ball as he comes in now? Swung away, and that's a 4. Great shot there, probably a little bit short. Sam picks up 4 runs. Have a replay of that. Just able to free his arms, probably a little bit wide there as well. Pick that up. Score 2 for 37 now, Graham, off 7.
Yeah.
Release a bit of pressure there, that boundary.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, I mean, they're going at just under 5.3 and over without really having to do too much. So, you know, I think if the two brothers can actually just build a good partnership here and lay that foundation towards the back end, you know, that they'll really help set themselves up for the win.
Yep. Just don't want to leave too much. Obviously, at the moment, 5.29. You know, they need 6s. You know, mid 6s from the start. So, you know, every time you score under that, it just creeps out a little bit, and you just want to make sure you don't leave yourself too much. Obviously, Still a few wickets left in the shed, so these two really need to take the responsibility and bat deep, but potentially leave sevens for the last 5 that they can chase down with wickets in hand. So we're going to have Lee on to bowl now for Pooraka. Keeper up again with the helmet on, just fixing the sun cream. The sight screen, not the sun cream. We don't need sun cream at the moment, this time of night.
Your long off and your mid off and your mid on are long off and long on, Ben.
Not bad for a spinner. Left arm orthodox. That's a great start. Big appeal there. Be interesting to see if that's a leg by, if there's a bit of bat in it. Little bat. No leg by. Big shout. Really good start from Lee there. He comes in again. Well bowled. Two left arm orthodox spinners in this game. So started full and straight for Lee. A little bit quicker. With Barber, we saw flight a couple early and miss his length and get hit. Lee comes in again. Again faster. Pitching outside leg stump. Hitting Nick on the pads again. Getting through the over very quickly as well, which you like to see. He comes in again. Two balls remaining in this very quick over from Lee. Bowling to Nick now. Again, hasn't been a lot different. Very quick. Sort of pitching on or just outside leg stump. Not giving him any width to work with. Really good bowling with these conditions. Needs to close out the over. As he comes in again. Nothing different.
Bowled him.
And that's bowled him. Fantastic bowling from Lee. 1 for 2 off his first over. It looked like it kept a little bit low. We'll have a look on the replay. Well bowled, maybe just a little cheeky arm ball there.
Yeah, I think if the batsman had to play that delivery again, he would have gone forward, so it's and not back. But I think it was just pressure that was built up.
Definitely
By Lee there. I mean, it was a good tidy over, and it's like you were saying that the previous over, unfortunately, the run rate. When you're starting off needing over 6 and over, you've got to stay there. You've got to stay close to it. Otherwise, it just drops considerably. And that's pretty much what happened in that over. So they've dug themselves a hole a little bit, I think. Started positively. We're seeing it out and having a look at what the conditions were. But, we've lost three wickets now and are a little bit behind the run rate.
Yep. 4.8 currently. 3 for 39 off 8. They're going to need something big here. And sometimes you can put someone up and just try and change the game a little bit here. I mean, they're already starting to get behind it. You often see a tactic where you see someone come up and just say, look, if you can bat 10 balls and make 20, 25, that turns the game. You don't have to bat a long time. You don't have to go in and bat for the next 5 or 10. Obviously, if you carry on with it, great. But, try and change the momentum a little bit. We've got another spinner on here. The leg spinner drops short first ball, and that's been hit for 6. Jarrett with his first offering.
Yeah, that's his loose now, I think. Short, slow, and in the slot to only go to one place.
Exactly. So he'll come back from that. Always good to see leg spinners bowling in T20 cricket. A little bit fuller. You got the long on back. That's a lot better to miss full. Shin high full toss isn't bad. Good comeback ball there from Jarrett. So Pickford's the new batsman. We're going to have a look at him now. Luke Pickford. just taking guard. Bit of work to do as Jarrett comes in. Drop short again. Nice start from Pickford. You like those first ball. He can just have a bit of a sider. Just straight to the deep backward square leg, and he gets off the mark. 1 from 1. Jarrett in again. Much better bowling. Well played there. But the third man is up and no run. Still a couple of balls to go left in this over. Hardest thing to do in cricket, bowl leg spin. Jarrett comes in again. Well bowled. Thought there was a bit of a nick there. It's exactly where you want to be bowling. It's a great line and length from Jarrett. Brilliantly. There it is. There's the nick. Beautifully bowled there. Probably a little bit shorter than the last one.
A little bit quicker too, I think.
Yeah. You see a replay. Good keeping. Very good catch. Jarrett gets his first. In a lot of trouble here now, Ingle Farm, 4 for 47. So he picked up the run rate there with a 6 early this over, but losing another wicket makes it difficult. Sam out for 19 off 18 balls. 19 off 19, I think. Score hasn't quite been updated there.
Yeah, no, that was good bowling by Jarrett. Didn't have the best start. Found a little bit of rhythm. I think it was on his 4th delivery, and then just kept at it and got his reward. So, you know, Ingle Farm are in a bit of trouble now. Both of these two have got to get in and get runs, and they've got to do it at a good pace too. So it's kind of slipped through their fingers in the last over or two quite quickly.
Totally agree. Hatipovic, the new batter, but Lee will be the bowler, bowling his second over. As he comes in. Oh! Can't have been far away from off stump or caught behind there. From Pickford trying to run that one down to third man. Lee in again. Open stance. Just plays that one back straight past the bowler. Well fielded. No run. Little cartwheel and fall over there. Bit of comedy there for some of the boys. Lee in again. Hasn't changed too much here, Lee. Very fast, very straight. Still probing around that leg stump area. Very effective bowling in these conditions. Comes in again. Can't believe it's his 4th ball of the over. Well swept away, and that's a lovely shot there from Pickford. Little bit of risk, but the ball's pitched outside leg stump, and a great sweep shot. Timed it beautifully. He picks up his first boundary. And that's the 50 up for Ingle Farm. 9.4 overs. 4 for 51. Lee in again. Bowling to Pickford. A little bit slower. That's skied up in the air. Should be out. Easy catch. Pickford's gone. Lee gets his second wicket. That's brilliant bowling. Something a little bit different. Took the pace off it. Got the reward straight away. So we see the replay. Smart bowling from Lee. That's slower and wider. Tough wicket to get that ball away with no pace.
Yeah, I think you know what was impressive by the Kukinitz brothers up top was that they kind of structured the innings and built it, and you know played every ball on its merits, and were kind of trying to see what the pitch was doing and what the bowlers were doing. It was the batsmen now kind of premeditating a little bit, and I think the scoreboard pressure has got to them. That was kind of a shot. He got the boundary. He just needed to see the over out. He'd only faced 4 or 5 deliveries anyway. So, yeah, it's really good bowling by Pooraka. I almost want to say that they just seem to know what they're doing. They've got very, very basic and simple tactics. Bowl full, bowl straights, get through the overs quickly. I wouldn't say we scrutinised them, but they had the field back.
Yep.
And just basically saying, look, we'll give you a 1.
Yep.
Not going to give you boundaries. We won't go for your wickets just yet. So that's been a really, really good by Pooraka.
Absolutely. Lee looking to close out this over. Pope, the new batter. Lee back to his faster, straighter tactic to the new batsman, and another fantastic over from him. 2 for 6 from 2. Fantastic spell so far for him.
And like you've mentioned a couple of times there, Ben, Lee just gets through his overs so quickly.
Yeah.
He's already gone through 2. He bowls, another 2. That's 4 overs gone. You look up at the scoreboard and you need in 9 and over. You've only got 4 wickets left in hand. It's it's good T20 cricket by him.
Absolutely, and obviously releases the pressure a little bit at the other end. With Jarrett bowling that first over, it looks like he's not going to bowl this one. We're going to bowling change, but does allow the younger spinner to, and the leg spinner in particular, to attack a little bit more if they wanted to. Hatipovic will be on strike now. We'll get our first look at him with the bat. Pope down the other end has 1. 5 for 51 from 10. With a lot of work to do here, Ingle Farm.
What did you say their score was in the first game, Ben?
91. All out. So Thomas to bowl his first over. To look quite good with the bat. Coming off a very, very long run. Keeper's a long way back, so suggesting he's got quite a bit of pace, the right armour here, as he comes in. Oh! Certainly a bit of pace there.
Should have bowled him from the other end.
Absolutely. Pushing uphill into the breeze. But as we said, the tactics obviously to take the pace off, but now you've 5 for 51. The damage has been done. Can unleash your quick man. Thomas as he comes in again. Oh, it's good pace. Hatipovic just punches that to me. We get a little bit of excitement from Pope. Almost run out at the non-striker's end. Thomas with a very long run up. He circles around, comes in. A little bit straighter that time. No run, just punch to mid-wicket. So a bit of a faster bowler here, Graham. We've got I was going to say long off, but he's coming up inside the circle now. Fine leg back. We've got a deep point. Deep forward square. Thomas comes in again. Shorter ball. Didn't quite get up and played well by Hatipovic there for a single. Looked like he was going to bowl the bouncer and probably tried a little bit, but uphill into the breeze, it certainly didn't get a lot of assistance from the wicket there. He probably got up to hip height. I feel like if he was bowling from the other end, he might be able to get that up a bit higher. Thomas comes in again, this time bowling to Pope. Oh, and there's a caught and bowled. Well bowled. Actually looked like he was through that a little bit early, Pope. Certainly didn't get any of it at all. Straight back to the bowler and took a good catch. Should have a good replay of this one.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Yep, waist high. It actually looked like it got back to Thomas a little bit slower than he expected as well, and did well to hang on to it.
Yeah, they're in a bit of trouble now, Ingle Farm. You know, and it's all this pressure's been built through just good bowling. You know, they've kept it tight, haven't given anything away in the field. You just look at the scorecard. I mean, the two openers looked good and obviously got starts, but no one else has really been able to be patient, and build an innings, as well as just, you know, kind of see the good bowling off. So 6 for 52. Yeah, it's going to be tough work now.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how they go about it. Thomas comes in again. Bowling to Pilcher, the new batter, and he's let one go.
And that's the over. How would you go about it, Ben? I mean, if you're number 8, you've just walked to the crease now. Your partner's, he's faced 4 deliveries. He's on 1.
I think every time you play, you've got to get something out of it. Like, time in the middle was obviously important, but I don't think it does anyone any good just blocking it out. Like, you still got to have good intent and a good batting plan, and that's whether you're batting at 2 or 8. Where are you going to score? Where are you going to score a single? Where are you going to score a boundary? And it looks a long way away, but you just never know if you give it up by playing a loose shot or you just dig your team into a hole by blocking it out. It doesn't do anyone any good. So bat normally, be aggressive, but it's fantastic bowling here from Pooraka as we see Lee coming in again and stumped.
Told you there was going to be a stump in today.
You did. I think you were thinking more of the slower flighted delivery rather than a quicker one, but bowling into the pitch, that turned away nicely. Fantastic take by the keeper, and Lee picks up his 3rd. He's bowled absolutely brilliantly. Should have a good angle of it from here. You did say the wicket was going to spin, so it's good to have a stumping there. Hatipovic out for 1. Said Lee picked up his 3rd. 7 for 52 now, and certainly a long way back.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the batsmen have just got to almost, you know, just break the game down, work in 2 over incrementals, try and go 6 and over and then 8 and over, and almost make their own mini game of it.
Yep.
I mean, they're a long way away from the title, so you wouldn't think that they'd be able to get there. But you know, you just kind of just make it a bit of a game. Maybe you need 30 off the last 2, and something else crazy happens. But yeah, it's just that they've just lost too many wickets to really make a push for it, you would think. Just apart from the two openers, no one's really been able to just spend a bit of time in the crease and roll the strike over and build a partnership.
Totally agree with you. I think Bailey's captained pretty well here, obviously keeping, and big job opening the batting, keeping and captaining, but he's done a very, very good job, and still concentrating well enough to get that stumping there. Rotated his bowlers brilliantly.
He's taken a couple catches behind the stumps too.
He has. Lee comes in again. Gardam, the new batter. Oh, inside edge. And they will get a single. I don't know. I think there's a bit of confusion. Some of the players are questioning whether that actually hit the leg stump or if it was off the bat. And of course, we have no bails out there, so it's hard to tell. Lee bowling brilliantly. Pilcher on strike. Sights green adjustment there. Lee comes in. Takes the pace off that one. Oh, almost a caught and bowled. Pilcher very hard hands at that one. Just on the front shoe, punched it back and almost straight back to the bowler. Lee again, back to quicker tactic and swung away off the hip there towards mid-wicket for no run. Lee with the impressive figures of 3 for 7 so far. Comes in again. Takes the pace off that one. Oh, a little bit of a misfield, but no harm done there.
It's all right. If your hands don't get in the way, make sure you got your shins in the way. That's what the coach always told you. I can't tell you that I always did that.
Absolutely. Lee comes in again. Quicker ball and does brilliantly to get out of that over. 3 for 7 from his 3. Fantastic bowling from him. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be Thomas again coming on for his second over. Bowled with good pace in the first one. Got a wicket off his last ball, so 1 for 1 I think his figures are at the moment. You're bowling to guard him, the left-hander. Bailey just working the field. So, obviously a bit of extra pace. We've got a third man, fine leg and a deep point. They've had that a couple of times. Now fine legs coming up. So we have a third man right in front of our commentary box here. Deep forward points. Turner comes in. Sorry, Thomas comes in, and that's a brilliant ball. Shutters into middle stump. Beat Gardam. All ends up. Lovely bowling there. Too much pace. Full and straight.
Full straight and quick.
Absolutely. See a replay there. Just kind of stepped towards the leg stump, trying to give himself a little bit of room. Perhaps with those 2 men out, thinking it was going to be a short one, Graham, and then went the old double bluff and hit middle stump about halfway up. Brilliant bowling.
Yeah, and I think with all the fielders being on the offside too, he thought it was going to be, short and wide. Just was no one on the leg side, so, it was definitely not going to be at his body. But, yeah, fooled everyone, middle stump. Would have been nice to have Bales, lighting up there and
the
cartwheeling
zings.
back, get the zings. But, really good bowling by Pooraka. I mean, you look at their bowling scorecard, it's just really impressive to read.
Yep.
Jarrett was the most expensive in that over, but he still picked up the wickets, and his last 3 deliveries were really good. So
absolutely 2 for 1, and he is on a hat-trick. I'm not sure if the boys know that out on the field, but obviously wicket off the last ball of the last over and the first ball of this over. But in the T20 game, it's not like you have 3 slips of gully. Regardless, Thomas comes in. Full and straight. Ooh! Good pace there. That 4th stump line. Impressive figures of 2 for 1 so far. Bowling to Barber. Now they have got a slip in place. 8 for 53 here, Ingle Farm. Thomas comes in again. Oh, a lovely shot from Barber. Big swing. Good positive intent. Can't beat the fielder at cover point there. Thomas in again. Oh, that one skied up in the air from Barber. Fielder coming around. Will he take the catch? No, he doesn't. Good effort there. Couldn't quite hold it in. Barber gets a single. Thomas unfortunately misses out on his 3rd wicket as the lights are on, starting to take effect. The pink ball. Feels like it's getting cold out there though, Graham. Thomas comes in again. More pace there. Pilcher just plays that one down. Eight for 54. Last ball of Thomas's over. Oh, good pace there. It's a lovely shot from Pilcher. Over cover. Not sure if it's going to get there. Reined in. And the batters will take 2. And that is the over. 8 for 56. Pilcher moves to 2. Thomas 2 for 4 now, his figures. So we have a look off 2 overs, 2 for 4.
It's not Lee bowling his final over, which is interesting.
Yeah, you think obviously 8 down, a big chance of a 5 for.
It's just going to make our player of the match selection even more tougher. We haven't had to think too hard in the 2 games that we've covered previously. There's always been a clear standout, and as it currently stands now, I think there's about 6 or 7 contenders. So
definitely.
It would be nice if the skip put Leon and he took the last 2, but we'll
absolutely. Barber on strike now. Oh, nice shot from Barber, just back over the bowler's head. Thompson is the man and chipped it over the bowler, but the mid-on is up. No run there. From what I've seen of Barber in the past, he always bats low down, but he does play his shots. He's an entertainer. So hopefully he keeps doing that. Where he comes off remains to be seen. Oh, there we go. Big swing, and they'll get 2. Picked up by long off. That's what we want to see, a bit of positive intent. Wasn't a stupid shot, went straight back past the bowler. Barber moves to 3 off 5. 8 for 58. Thompson the bowler, not Thomas. Comes up on the screen there as he comes in for his 3rd ball. Ooh. Swing and a miss there from Barber.
Yeah, I think the Ingle Farm batsmen have just put themselves under a bit too much pressure today. You've seen a couple of times where they have played a shot and it's gone straight to the fielder. Their body language has kind of been very big disappointment as opposed to just taking that as a base and working on it and playing the shot again but beating the fielder the next one. And that's what Barber has done well with a couple of the scoring shots that he's had. It's just, I think it was just too many that wanted to score a 4 off every ball, or they just let the scoreboard pressure get to them and just threw it away after that.
Thompson in again, bowling to Barber. Another slow ball. It's very good effort there at cover. Barber will pick up another 2, but hung in the air for a long time, that one, and fielder almost got to it. You see a replay. Good diving effort, just couldn't quite reach it with the left hand. Barber gets another 2. But I think you said it before, Graham, as well. Pooraka have bowled brilliantly to these conditions, just taking the pace off since the very first over. Thompson in again. Even now, just bowling into the wicket. The ball before that was skied from Barber, the pace was off it. We've seen one guy really try and get through with pace, but everyone else has taken the pace off, and the fields have been set well. They've stuck to their plan and really, really defended the total really well, knowing the conditions. So all credit to them so far. Thompson comes in again. Again, takes the pace off, struck on the pads and no run. Closes out a great over, none for 4 for him. 14 overs gone. 8 for 60. Pilcher on 2 from 7 balls. Barber 5 from 9. Current run rate 4.29. The long way back. Particularly with 2 left in the shed.
Yeah, 2 left in the shed. Good bowlers have still all got overs to share amongst themselves. It's obviously it's starting to get a bit darker here as well. All the lights are now on, so we all know what the pink ball effect. They're stacked against it a little bit here.
Absolutely, and Mapston's the new bowler, so sharing the ball around a little bit, keeper up to the stumps. But again, similar tactic, isn't it? They just seam up, take the pace off, bowl stump to stump, keeper up, Great tactic with these conditions. Mapston in again, getting through the overs quickly, beautifully bowled. Real inside edge there from Pilcher for no run. Getting through these overs quickly. Mapston stump to stump. And a quick single there. With the cover point fielder on the boundary. Pilcher moves to 3. Barber on strike now. Interesting to see. He won't die wondering, I don't think. Can't beat the fielder. I want to bowl full and straight here, I think. See how patient Barber is. Oh, there we go. Well bowled from Mapston. A little bit straighter, a little bit slower. One ball to go in this over. As he comes in bowling to Barber. Another slower ball. Another big swing, little bit of an under edge and no run, and fantastic over from Mapston. 1 conceded from it, 8 for 61. See a few people typing in there with the live chat. The YouTube stream, always great to have some feedback. We will get Lee bowling his final over, which is great. Still a chance to take a 5 for here. Bowled brilliantly today as he comes in. Bowling to Pilchard. Real quicker, straighter in at leg stump. Pretty much been how he started every over, which is a great way to get your rhythm. Comes in again, bowling to Pilcher. Oh, really took the pace off that one. And that's going to ruin his figures a little bit. At about waist high fully, and it's dispatched. Pilcher gets his first boundary. Just hung up in the air, that one. Really tried to take the pace off it.
Yeah, we haven't seen a full toss for a while.
No. As he comes in again. A little bit shorter, that one.
And I was going to say, that'll probably be the last one that you see from Lee. And yeah, next ball. Short, quick and flat.
Still hustling through the overs, which is great. As he comes in again. Takes the pace off again this time. Oh, it's a wide. That one looked like it turned a little bit. Really slow through the air again.
Definitely hurts in his figures, yeah.
Absolutely. If he gets 5 for it, won't be. Still 2 balls to go. Barber on strike. Spinner facing spinner. They always like to back themselves, so it'll be interesting to see what Barber's got for us here. Against Lee. Will he toss it up? No. Quick one in again. I'd toss this one up. Pole hunting, you bowled a good spell. Come on, son. Really slow. See if we can get that stumping. There it is. Oh, and he skied it straight up in the air. Good catch. Very well bowled from Lee.
Well done, Ben.
It wasn't the stumping, but definitely want to take the pace off in these conditions. So 4 for 13 for Lee. That's 9 for 67. Now Ingle Farm.
Did was the drop catch was off Lee, wasn't it? The one that went really high and
No, I think that was off Thomas. Down the other end, yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say, because that could have been the 5 for there, but a really, really good bowling spell from him.
Absolutely.
One bad delivery in 4 overs, 4 wickets, and just, yeah, I mean, Ingle Farm just couldn't find a way to get boundaries off of him.
4 for 13 off 4. You'd be happy with those figures. Fantastic display from Lee. Pilcher on strike. Just defends that one back to the bowler. Mapston again. Sandry, the last man in. He's at the non-strikers end. Mapston in again, getting through these overs quickly to Pilcher, and that's top of off, well bowled. Game over. Fantastic bowling display from Pooraka there. Pilcher, the last man out for 8, as we see a replay. Mapston gets his first wicket. He finishes with 1 for 1. Top of off. That's absolutely brilliant bowling.
Yeah, that's a superb bowling effort by Pooraka. You know, we weren't able to really know who was ahead in the first 3 overs, and we said both teams, you know, felt like they were making good progress, but the bowling outfit just kept sticking at it, just kept putting it on that straight line, full length, and just kept chipping away. I mean, to bowl a side out for 67 when you've posted 130 odd is a really good effort. So well done to them.
Absolutely. You want to run us through the scorecard there?
Yeah, sure. So Matt and Sam Kukinitz, 17 and 19 respectively. Raza 1, Kukinitz 3, Luke Pickford 5, Leah Habovich 1, Nicholas Pope 0, Michael Pilcher 8, Sam Gardam 1, and Mark Barber 5 at the end, and then Maury Sandry unfortunately 0 from 0.
All out 67. Fantastic bowling display from Pooraka. So we can get the bowling figures up. Really shared it around, didn't they, with the ball? You know, only one person in Costello bowling his 4. He bowled quite well, Costello, the left armer. Obviously bowled a few wides, 5 wides there. 1 for 23 from his 4. Very good figures, but not as economical as everyone else, going for 5.7. Virgins did really well, 1 for 14 from his 3. At 4 and over there. Lee, probably the pick of the bowlers, as we said, 4 for 13. Fantastic display from him. Jarrett picked up 1 wicket, only bowled the 1 over and went for 8, and that was due to a half-tracker first ball that got hit for 6. So aside from that, it was a pretty good over from him. Mitch Thomas, 2 for 4 from his 2. Cooper Thompson bowled 1 over, none for 4, and James Mapston at the end, 1 for 1 off 1.2 overs. So good all-round bowling display from Pooraka. How did you see it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're the bowling coach of that team, you're very proud of that scorecard there. They just kept building the pressure.
Yep.
Fielders also backed them in the field. A couple of very good catches there. I thought the keeper was brilliant behind the stumps too. I think what Pooraka did do well with their bowlers is they bowled. I mean, it's easier said once they've all got the wickets, but the key bowlers seem to bowl at the key time. You know, you look at someone like Mitch Thomas, who had a lot of gas, a lot of pace. Normally, that bowler always opens the bowling with a new hard ball, and they tend to go flying. Whereas he came in the middle of the innings, and really put a lot of pressure on them. So it was a brilliant bowling performance by Pooraka. I know we're going to get to player of the match, but you know, you look at that scorecard, and there's definitely a couple contenders there just from the way they bowled. So.
Definitely. We talked about it at the innings break about Pooraka had a really good start with the boys making a really good start in Bailey and who was the other opener, Hansen. They got off to a flyer, and we sort of thought they were looking at 180 at one point in time, and maybe we questioned whether it was the wicket that slowed up a little bit, and Pooraka did that brilliantly. Like, was it that the fact that Ingle Farm cottoned on a little bit late and went hard early with the quick men, and that allowed Pooraka to get off to a flyer, and then they started taking the pace off a little bit and slowed the scoring a little bit, which was a fantastic fight back from them. But Pooraka from the start, they just took the pace off, and obviously the results show Ingle Farm all out for 67. So what do you think? Do you think it wasn't as flat a wicket as we first thought, or do you think it was just smart bowling?
It's a bit of a tough one. I think if you look at Pooraka's innings, what really stood out with the opening pair was, you know, they got a few full tosses, and they put them away every single time. You know, they didn't give that to Ingle Farm when they were bowling. There was just the one full toss that got dispatched. So, you know, I do think it was a good wicket, but a lot of it was probably down to really good batting, waiting for that bad ball and putting it away. If you hit one boundary and over, you don't need to do anything too fancy with the other 5 deliveries. And Hansen in particular really did that well. I think Ingle Farm, I mean, look, when the 2 openers were going, they were looking on track. You know, we thought it was going to be a nail biter. We thought they were in for the long haul. So I do think it was a good track, but I just think overall the Pooraka bowling effort was just so much better. Lee kind of started it. He got through his overs quickly. Dot balls kept adding up, and the wickets just kept tumbling.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what happened in the other game, but we think after that win, Pooraka probably will get through to the next round, and good luck to them. Winning 2 out of the 3 games is a good start for the year for them in this 2020 competition. We look at best players and running through the Pooraka batting lineup. Hansen 46 off 37 balls, and Bailey, as we talked about previously, 36 off 27, probably the best 2 and gave them a really good foundation to start with, and then Mapston 24 off 24 and Mitch Thomas 23 off 23 at the end there. So 148 we thought was probably a little bit less than what they were looking at, but proved to be a good score in the end. And the bowlers for Ingle Farm, Pickford 2 for 20 from his 4, Hachipovic 2 for 18 from 3, and Sandry 1 for 28 from 4. Who's your best player?
Oh, we've still got to go through to there's still a few more names to read there, Ben. I mean, we obviously, in the Ingle Farm innings, we had the Kukenot's brothers, Sam and Matt, with 19 and 17, and then obviously Pilcher and Barber with 8 and 5. I suppose more the players we'll highlight for this purpose of player of the match was Andrew Lee, 4 for 13 in his 4 overs, bowled brilliantly. Mitch Thomas I thought was really good, 2 for 4 after 2 overs. He kind of was the same bowler as what he was when he was batting. He was busy, he was energetic, he just had something going all the time. Sam Costello 1 for 23, the opening bowler, and then Shane Virgins 1 for 14 and 3. I think if I look at it, I mean, they won by 81 runs. It was a comprehensive bowling performance, so I think for me, my votes for player of the match would go to one of the bowlers, and the pick of them was definitely Andrew Lee with his 4 for 13.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. You probably narrow it down to 4, don't you? I mean, Hansen, I think, probably did the damage early with the bat, and Bailey batting with him. I think Bailey captained really well as well, and sometimes and kept really well, and sometimes that's undervalued. Would have been easier for our job to pick the best player if either of those got 50, but Bailey got a stumping, he got a couple of catches, and captained well, so that certainly adds a lot of value to his performance. And Mitch Thomas, all round 23 and 2 for. So it's
caught and bowled adds a catch to his tally too. So
no, look, I think Lee, came on and turned the game, and 4 for, you say 5 for his a bowler's 100, so 4 for is like probably an 80 odd. So you look at it from that perspective. I think 4 for 13 off 4 overs is a fantastic performance, and he definitely deserves player of the game. So well done to Andrew Lee.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like we, going through the names now, there was 7 contenders, so it was a complete team performance by them. Really good win, and obviously going into the finals, it's that's probably how you want to do it. Lose your first game, win the second one, and then comprehensively win the third and march into the finals. So
and I think just looking at them, if they do go through to the finals and play in the next one, I think they're just going to have to have a look at their depth with their batting. Their bowling, I think, great all-round bowling performance. That was really, really strong. And the 2 boys up the top in Hansen and Bailey, fantastic. And we saw that in the last game, making 180 with those 2 going on. But I think they just need a little bit more strength through the middle with their batting. And hopefully if one of those 2 boys miss out, then, there's talent there in guys like Mapson and Thomas, who can hopefully, pick up the scoring rate and get a few more boundaries. So, they'll need to have a solid team batting performance, I think, to go deeper into this tournament.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting point. I mean, we've obviously covered, this was our 3rd game that we've covered now, and it's just interesting to see the different teams' strengths and weaknesses. I think a lot of the teams are very top-heavy with their batting, and we haven't actually seen many 4s or 5s, have to get in and get a 30 or a 40. If the opener's got nothing, everyone else got nothing. And if the openers got runs, everyone else didn't get anything. So, it's an interesting point that you do raise there. That's probably the one area that Pooraka do need to pay a bit of attention to and improve going forward, because Hansen and Bailey really good batsmen, but they can't do it every game. So, I think that's an interesting point. And the bowlers, I do get the feeling. I mean, they chopped and changed them a little bit and spread it around. I would think that there's still a couple more good bowlers in the side. So,
definitely.
with that kind of setup, I think it does help them to bat first, get the runs on the board, and then just defend it. So
absolutely. So it was Pooraka batting first, 6 for 148, defeating Ingle Farm 10 for 67, all out in 16.2 overs. Pooraka took home the chocolates today at Lindblom Park in the round 3 of the O'Neill Sports 2020 Group 1. It was a fantastic day, obviously. First day back with COVID restrictions and community sport being able to play again. It'll be great to see what happens on the weekend. Graham, thanks very much for your input again, as always. It's great to have your insight and also a bit of a point of difference with your South African accent, mate. It's great. We get a lot of the ladies writing in and saying how much they like listening to you. So thanks again, mate.
Yeah, no problem. Always good to do this. happy to spread the accents around Australia, man.
Thank you very much to our sponsors as well. Adelaide Star Bus, as we mentioned before, do great things with coach hire. So get around them if you need a bus for your next function. Dartfish, Sports Interactive, and Roll the Dice Racing. Thanks very much to Matt and the team behind the scenes. It's been great to be back at live sport, and if you're playing, good luck on the weekend, and make sure you check out Stumps tomorrow. We'll be filming that one tomorrow afternoon, and that should be live streamed later in the week. So get around Stumps if you want your latest cricket entertainment. But I'm Ben Tippett. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, and have a great week.